69, dude. That's the episode we're on. My cup of tea. We're here, and we have our ats displayed now. We didn't totally steal that from the Heartbreak Feels Good podcast, not at all. But yeah, we're here. Joining us today, we got Evan.
Glad to be here. I just came from the Northman and
got a t-shirt.
Oh!
Yeah.
What?
That's amazing.
Phrase. I will save you, father or mother. I will kill you, Vonya. I will avenge you, father.
Oh, from the trailer line. Line.
He says it a lot in the movie. You'll understand it. But great movie. Glad to be here. That's why we're about an hour late. But I'm excited to talk about Thor: Love and Thunder trailer. I tweeted out last week, like,
Surprise.
It has to come this week.
I think I guessed it right, because I remember Nathan's like, guess the trailer day. And I'm like, oh, Monday.
Yeah.
For what's today? The 18th?
You guessed a week ago. Because everyone else did too with the numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So that's one teaser trailer in the books for a big movie for the rest of the year. And then we have Moon Knight episode 3, DC stuff. I'm excited. Fun podcast.
Let's join us. We got Carson.
Yeah, I just did, and Elon Musk will be offering us $69 billion to buy the exclusive rights and airing properties of My Cup of Tea. So stay tuned for the acquisition.
Great.
I would take it. I'll just start a new one.
Yeah.
All that money? Oh my god.
I don't know what I would do.
Cash.
I'd quit my job in a second.
Oh, I'd block out.
Instant retirement.
Instantly retire.
For my life.
69 divided by 3, what is that? Something like 20 something? Man,
Yeah.
that's great.
Anyways, now I'm thinking about what I'd do with all won the lottery. But we're here. And Nathan finally gets to discuss Morbius.
23 million, baby.
23, nice.
Rest in peace to discourse.
And
They're
who
gonna
needs
tax you?
Who needs 69 million when you get your tax refund, baby?
Yeah,
Your
tax
taxes.
day. Woo!
I'm glad I waited so long. It's actually wow. It's such a stark contrast from what I got last year because I was unemployed most of the year and had shitty hours last year because of the lockdown for 2020. Because what I'm getting is for 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm so happy. Like the first time filing taxes as a teacher, so I get like those extra benefits and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, oh, this is great. Can't wait. And now I can actually afford things for celebration. Usually I was going to celebration like, if it's cheap, I'll get it. Probably not buying any posters this year.
Hello, Ben Solo lightsaber.
Now I'm like, fuck it. Let's go. Disney World every day. Let's go. No.
I'll take 80 submissions for the lottery.
Pay to play. It's run by EA. Lottery system.
Like, hey, John Favreau, I got some slide you some money. Give me this piano, motherfucker. Yeah.
We just announced Reed Pop is stepping down, and the McDonald's Monopoly play is coming up.
Yes, please.
That's even scarier. But yeah, we're here. I figure we could dive into the Thor trailer off the top.
Carson, do your thing.
Sorry.
Carson, sigh.
I sighed because I literally I watched Nathan's reaction, and I watched it twice through again on Nathan's reaction because I just like left the video on. I was doing something. So I've now seen the trailer like.
I feel like this is the shortest Marvel teaser. It's only 90
It really
seconds.
is.
Very short. I was surprised what they excluded and included, but happy. I mean, movie comes out in what, beginning of July, end of July.
I was at work
Beginning.
and I opened my phone and I got notifications like first look at, and I'm like, oh, it's probably just like more toy packaging, and then I see like some footage start rolling. I'm like, oh god, nope, I can't look. Even like I know like the shot of Jane at the end was floating around a lot, and I would like purposely have my eyes out of focus to scroll because I need to save the purity.
Jane is in Peter Pan's daughter. Jane.
Precisely.
Your eyes out of focus. You're goofy. That's hilarious.
Wacky even.
Wacky even.
God dang it.
On God. Evan's favorite. He said it. He said it the other day.
I don't know what you're talking about.
People are saying, oh, sorry. People are saying this is Chris Hemsworth's son. Because there's a picture. Can this pause?
That's my son.
That's my boy.
Because there's pictures of him on the set with the kid.
There's a moment I said that in the Northman, by the way. I had to learn my voice. I'm like, that's my son. But Anyways, here we go.
Nathan, can you turn the
Thor.
music off?
Yes, I don't know why I didn't. I literally opened to the tab and then I left it.
All right, is this good volume?
Yes.
Perfect.
Classic.
His hands were once
Love
used
it.
for battle.
Fire.
Now they're but humble.
Stormbringer.
He's planting a Groot.
He is.
I need to figure out
Who I am.
exactly who I am.
Every movie.
Where'd this gorgeous shot composition come from? This color grading.
I'm getting that Taika feeling. We're with the Guardians. Feeling very Star Trek-y. I like it.
Mantis, my beloved.
My superhero.
They're out of there. They're alive. The goats, the flying ship. That's awesome. Olympus,
Pandora.
pirates.
Hello.
Oh, card. That shit, is that
That's
Zeus?
Zeus, Russell Crowe. Yeah.
Remember what I told you?
Straight up comment.
You ever feel lost?
Oh,
Yeah,
Heather
I saw that
Thompson,
5,000
King
times
Valkyrie.
today.
That you love.
That's great.
Me?
Best friends.
What? Just listening.
I love that jacket and the t-shirt.
The suit at the end here, I think is actually my favorite, the whole trailer. That
Mjolnir's
one,
back.
the gold.
Amazing. Looks amazing.
Natalie got buff.
Swole.
Who is
Everything-
she? Everything great about Endgame. That's not
This
a
man
lot.
has autoplay on.
Cinnamons.
Cinnamon Wins is pretty great.
That was great. That was a cinema.
Where you're totally gonna get DMCA because I did as soon as I uploaded it.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just playing on the background.
Okay. But yeah, that was a great trailer. Great trailer. Great teaser trailer. First thing I noticed was like, oh, no review of the villain. Usually these teaser trailers like to a little small tease for your villain, like they did
Voiceover or
with
something, yeah.
yeah, you do a voiceover like they did with Thanos or Black Panther. One of my favorite Marvel teaser trailers is Black Panther, where you get that.
Did you
get
speed
a lot
it
of,
up?
No, I don't know, maybe.
I'm like, hold on.
But you get a lot of shots of like Killmonger in the Black Panther teaser. Normal, yeah. But it was really cool. I like this teaser a lot. You get a lot of color, you got a lot of cool, interesting environments. It feels very Taika-ish, just like Thor
They
Ragnarok.
totally cut someone out on the other side, by the way.
I sort of somebody like showed an image of that. I'm like, yeah, I probably maybe it's probably Jane or no, I don't know who it is then. Because it has
Loki.
to be no.
No.
Yeah.
Are you guys still on the train that Loki's gonna be in this?
I
No.
am.
I
Come on,
wait.
man.
Was I on the opposite train? What train was I on? What did I
Okay,
say?
so I was firmly that he's not. You both were that he was, and then we watched Loki, and then I felt swayed, and then Evan was swayed the other way, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I think Loki changed me. There's 0% chance he's in Thor.
100% chance.
Wow. Nathan, what are you? Oh, you son of a bitch.
I don't think so. But you know,
It's a Thor movie. He's been in every Thor movie. You can't have a Thor movie without
Yes.
Loki.
he died in this timeline.
It doesn't. This is.
It's just too much to handle in one
Where's
movie.
the multiverse hopping in this? Where?
And I'm not counting the post-credit scene. Fuck the post-credit scene. Only in the movie.
Okay, that's okay.
I don't think he will be in here. Post-credit scenes, anything can happen. But I think jumping Loki in here, people will want like a 5-10 minute explanation of what the fuck is going on if they didn't watch
Loki will zap him into a little temporary little room, and then they'll talk, and then he'll go down.
Well, he's
And
got his
then I
own
would
problems. He
hate
doesn't
it.
know where he is.
Exactly. Yeah, Loki's
Very true.
figuring out Kang, and he'll probably appear. He had more of a chance of appearing in Ant-Man 3 than Thor 4.
More
be honest.
chance in multiverse of madness, really.
Yeah, exactly. That too.
Which okay, I'll say after multiverse of madness, I'll have a firm, definitive answer.
Okay. So you're cheating, but okay.
Yes.
But yeah, in this image, people say like there's somebody to the right of Thor. I think I'm not sure because like this has to be during the Guardians era, first 20 minutes of the movie. You know,
It's Gamora.
no,
Meek.
not at all. Meek, maybe, or maybe they don't want to show somebody because it's CGI.
Maybe it's a new
effect-
character.
effects.
No, I don't know who it is.
Because I think
A different guy.
I have no idea. I think it could be nobody at all. But or Valkyrie, you never know. Maybe somebody that they have to add like too much CGI on, like just put it. We'll do a post or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, you mentioned the absence of Gamora. I think that's important here. I think after this, the Thor and the Guardians kind of finding their place in the world, etc. And then they'll like probably end on, hey, Thor, you need to focus on, your kingdom again. We gotta live for Gamora. Peace out. College party is over, kind of thing.
Let's go through some more because
Ratio.
okay.
This July. What week? Is it first week in July, Carson? You said July 8th, right?
July
Something like
8th,
that. Yeah. So yeah, we get the goats, which is very big, interesting.
Yeah.
Goats using the what's it called, Bifrost. So we're here, Mount Olympus. We're here, or the outside of Mount Olympus.
Poseidon?
Percy?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Walker
I
is
got
gonna be in
Percy
this
Jackson
movie.
going.
Yeah.
Who is she?
No clue. It could be a random 2-second scene.
Pirate Thor, I'm here.
But yeah.
Not every god.
So like I said, leading up to this movie, Gore is wanting to kill a lot of these gods.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're going to establish
I love this.
great costume, by the way.
Cool.
Stunning costume.
Looks way better than the promo that was
So
going.
yeah, this is the inside of Mount Olympus, I'm assuming. You get your Russell Crowe in here, Lightning, that's Zeus.
It's a wild prop.
That's really cool. I think a lot of these guys are going to be slaughtered by Gore. Slaughtered.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun to watch. Sorry, Zeus. Somebody did ask, like, is Hercules going to be in this movie? Great shot, by the way, from comic.
Straight, like exact.
I didn't realize that. I'm like, wow, that's really cool. I haven't read a lot of Thor comic books.
I think it's pulled from the God Butcher arc itself.
I think because he would keep telling me read the Jason Aaron run of Thor comic books. King Valkyrie, and there's Meek right there.
Boring ass politics of running Asgard on Earth.
Exactly. I wonder what she eating there.
Toothpick.
Zeus again. So I'm excited to see what kind of god we see in Mount Olympus.
Star-Lord was a god once.
He is. What is he now? He's not even a demigod, right? He's just a human.
He's just human.
Yeah, he lost his power.
You're boring. Basic as fuck.
All right. My man's going through it. He's looking for Gamora. In slow-mo, it's crazy.
That's great. Is he looking for Gamora? Like, he looks a little bit more mature. Maybe that's just like me guessing, but I don't know.
It's the Cyberns.
Probably that. Cyberns makes everybody mature.
Or the Warren Stubble.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thor
I can't wait for Guardians 3.
Thor got that Padawan braid on.
They're only going to be in this movie like 15 minutes.
15, 20 minutes tops. Yeah, if that. Hell, wait. Yeah, not in terms of screen time, but yeah,
Right.
we argued about that.
I don't think we saw any like third act stuff here at all.
Not at all. I think this is all first 15, 20 minutes of the
didn't
movie.
really see a battle at all besides
the end here.
I think even like the Zeus stuff is probably just like beginning Act 2, like Max.
I think Act 1, yeah. I think just like Thor wanted to establish, or Thanos, he established how strong he is by killing that ship.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
this is probably end of Act 1.
This is Asgard. You see, because of the normal buildings in the background, there's a car in the background. So this is definitely new Asgard. Beautiful, Jane.
Hair looks great.
Buff
as hell.
Really buff. I like it.
bam. Put that on a poster.
I'll take
Actually, no, don't do another poster because they'll do a floating head poster after this.
They definitely will.
Well, they will. I mean, that one we got, it's like
was awesome.
Like an 80s metal poster cover. It's great.
But yeah, the floating head thing is going to be inevitable.
And in theaters. First teaser poster would be in theaters. But...
Why do they not do teaser posters in theaters? Is there like a rule against that or something? I don't get it.
I think theater has to manually order them. It depends. I think that's what Christian said. He works. But I mean, I see teaser posters time to time. They're always on like the far end for some reason of the theater.
Pain.
Because they got to cycle in what's coming now to the center.
Right.
Interesting. But yeah, like I kind of theorized there's like those step photos, Natalie in New Asgard. But I think she goes to New Asgard for some reason. Maybe she's looking for Thor, maybe looking for Valkyrie. And Gore attacks. And then the pieces of Thor's hammer goes to who's worthy. The closest person available is Natalie because Thor's not here,
Mm-hmm.
or Jane because Thor's not here, and then Jane becomes Lady Thor or Thor,
The Mighty Thor.
Mighty Thor. So that's very exciting. Can't wait to see her in action. And of course, people asking, is she going to have the breast cancer from the comic books? I don't think so. I don't think they'll do that.
I think they will. I feel like
You
it's
think so?
very,
Okay.
I feel like I feel like it's a very important and big emotional anchor.
I can see them doing anything else, really. I mean, I think it's important for
For getting her powers, or what?
I think
Well,
no,
it's-
it has
well,
nothing
it's-
to do with their powers. Really.
It's a big like type of like
Mystery.
curse consequence thing of like the more she uses it, the more it regresses her progression in like chemo and like it worsens her condition.
Yeah. But I don't think they'll do that though. I don't feel like they will. I feel like this movie is such an upbeat kind of movie. I don't know.
If I feel like at least it will like plant the seeds to for it to be a major factor for an additional sequel. Or
Possibly, I can see that. But I think in this first movie they're going to do things light and fun.
You think it's the start of a new trilogy?
it is number 4. I think
Trilogy.
is this the first MCU
Fourth.
solo series that hits number 4?
I think
Yeah.
so. Before Captain America, yeah. Let me see here. How old is Chris these days?
30
38?
36, 38. Survey says
38.
Hey.
38. Okay. Yeah, he can definitely do a couple more. He has nothing else out of this franchise.
RDJ was like in his 50s.
Hey, now we got Extraction 2, baby.
Yeah.
Was Extraction 1 good?
I don't know.
Yeah, I liked
I
it.
haven't watched it yet.
It's a lot of yellow, Middle East, which is not great, or India.
Uh,
Where are they at in that movie? I think India.
This is the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. He killed a lot of people.
Oh,
I think he wants to do Thor for as long as he lives. Same thing with Chris Pratt. They both have nothing outside of this. Or Chris Pratt at least has Jurassic, which is ending this year.
mhm.
And he's got Mario. Don't forget.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that big franchise is gonna make a lot of money, right?
We'll see.
Is that Garfield news real?
Oh, and Garfield.
How do you get them all?
Do people really want to? Are people still liking Garfield in 2022?
I'm there.
Damn.
Really?
They still make a daily web comic. You can
Interesting. I mean, I never, even as a kid, I hated Garfield. I
You're
never
banished
liked
from
it.
the fucking podcast. I'm
Was it
sorry to
yellow-
say.
The yellow cat, orange cat.
Orange
He's
to
orange.
you, sir.
Not a
Yellow.
fan.
How dare you?
I'm sorry. Not really.
Lasagna.
I remember that. Wasn't he played by not Jim Carrey, Bill
Murray.
Bill Murray.
In the live action movie.
I saw that. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about from this trailer? We have the Guardians here, July, quick teaser trailer. Very Taika-ish.
I'm actually gonna give a theory for.
Uncharted.
Da-na-na-na-na-da-da-da.
I'm actually gonna give a theory like when we move into Moon Knight about this.
Okay. Oh, because Moon Knight has like Egyptian gods.
Yeah, it's just primarily because when they have that scene with like the god council and the pyramid, there's missing gods.
Oh, to elaborate.
And
You're right. You're right.
And it is kind of like a big deal to be like the judgment of the moon god himself, and like whether we decide his imprisonment. Like why? I feel like that would be a big thing to have everybody turn up for, not just sporadic few.
Good point. Yeah.
I
Oh,
guess-
Carson. But yeah.
Was it? It wasn't all the gods in that council, though.
That's what Nick
It was-
said.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like the fact that there are missing gods.
Oh,
and
you
they
don't
also-
think you're saying they're not missing Egyptian gods? They're just missing gods in general.
No. He's saying some of the Egyptian gods that weren't in
Were
attendance
killed.
at that. No,
like they were like empty seats.
they were
and stuff.
not there
Oh, okay.
or killed. You never know. I don't think they can be killed.
Theory being that maybe Gore got to some of them. And they also
Yeah,
they
that's
also
what
had
it is.
they also had an interesting line about how they wouldn't meddle with
Mortal affairs.
mortal affairs in a more like fearful type manner, because if you think to like the Eternals and like their connection with Celestials, they're involved with humanity and stuff. And Gore has his weapon, the is the Necro Sword.
Necroblade, Necro Sword, something like that.
Which has the ability to straight up decapitate Celestials themselves. And also there's thing in the comics where like in terms of like a Thor comic, all the different gods of the different religions of Earth planned like a coup against Celestials that then put them back in their place.
Well,
So
damn.
all this tying together,
Oh,
it's
wow.
possible that like of the Egyptian gods of Earth, we're just like, all right, we're not gonna fuck with this because fucking Gore's out there. We don't want to draw attention.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know, but that could be an interesting story. We'll talk about that in a second. Carson, what about you though? Are you excited for, because you didn't love Thor Ragnarok? I am a huge fan of Thor Ragnarok. I'm a defender of Thor Ragnarok. I think it's one of my favorite MCU movies.
Yeah, and to be
what
fair,
are your thoughts?
I've only seen it once in theaters, and I definitely need to rewatch it.
Commentary.
Yeah, when we eventually do our MCU, gosh, that will be a legendary run.
We talked about
Fast
it
and
with
Furious.
I think it was like Saturday. Nathan and I were like, we'll just take breaks after each phase because we're not doing that.
No
It'd
doubt.
be easier. We probably don't have to if you guys want. We don't have to revisit the Spideys since we have them. If you want to rewatch on your
If I have to
downtime.
see Far From Home again, oh boy.
Well, now I'm gonna force you.
But anyways, I'd love. It's funny because I'm like a big fan of Taika's work outside of of Ragnarok, so it's like a glaring contradiction for me to like dislike that movie. But I think the tone looks super cool here. It looks like, yeah, it has like that kind of zany feel to it, like Ragnarok did. But I feel like I'm actually excited because I think Taika is getting full screenwriting credit on this.
Yeah, which I don't think.
Which last time I don't think he did because he was obviously, first big Marvel film under the ropes.
It's the same thing with the first Guardian. James Gunn co-wrote it with somebody, and then it was just him for Guardians 2.
Who wrote Black Panther? I thought Ryan fully wrote that one.
I feel like he did.
He didn't. You said?
Look.
I feel like he did.
Yeah, I think so too. Which is Ryan.
Anyways, so I'm excited for Taika to kind of shine through more. And this movie already looks a lot more visually pleasing than Ragnarok did to me, which is exciting.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, like I said earlier, I think Ragnarok's like in my top. I hate ranking MCU movies, but I think top 15, I think something like that. So I'm very excited. It was one of my favorite theater experiences seeing Thor Ragnarok. I was just laughing so hard in that movie.
Somebody made a cool point about the trailer, which is they used the song "Sweet Child O' Mine" by Guns N' Roses. But I think the song doesn't get to the point that talks about like whoever the song may be about is like facing like an uncertain journey, like where do you go from here, and that could reflect Thor's journey himself in this new place of life, not being the traditional superhero anymore, trying to find himself.
Yeah,
cinema, baby.
Yeah,
where did he go from here?
When the score reflects the character growth, let's go.
Yeah, where's he gonna be after this movie? It's very interesting. He just kind of lost after Endgame, but does he stay on Earth after this? Does he continue on New Asgard, or what happens to New Asgard?
Where do you end Thor's story eventually? I mean,
because we all thought like, oh, he's gonna end himself on the throne, and
right.
But now New Asgard on Earth. So.
At least with this movie, I can't see the end thing like him being swept up and fighting like in the new form of whatever the Avengers is down the line. I don't know, like. By the next giant Endgame movie, I just don't see him.
You don't see Thor coming in? What?
Well, I do, but
Secret
I think
Wars?
it's so long. It's so long from now. Like,
I feel
know.
I feel like a positive is like because Thor is a fairly immortal being. Like his story doesn't have to end in like a death or anything. He can just like live on in the universe itself, and we can.
I would like to see him be
a
mentor hero, maybe in a way.
Yeah, that'd be cool. The new Odin.
Yeah, but like in a Thor way, obviously.
Yeah. I don't think he's going like full gray anytime soon. Yeah.
But wouldn't that be cool for him to evolve at least a little bit into some sort of wisdom? Because eventually I want him to, as it says, figure out who he is and be confident in that person. Because a lot of Thor has just been
Who am I?
questioning all of that because of whether it's the family situation, whether it's
Yeah.
Loki, whether it's his home planet being destroyed, whether it's
Yeah.
losing Loki, all of that. Like, what does stable Thor look like? We don't really know because he's still trying to get there.
Yeah.
Because shit just be happening, man.
No, his whole planet gets destroyed, brother killed. Yeah, not the best road for Thor.
Everybody's like got killed. His parents, Heimdall.
Yeah.
And I can see him turning a little more like his mom too, in a way, in his future. Because I like Nathan's favorite scene in Endgame.
Yeah. Thank you.
I love that type of like character.
Oh wow.
So I could see Thor doing that in a way.
That's right, bitch. It's not the Mjolnir scene. It's the fucking. Well, it kind of is for him.
I am worthy.
It's a beautiful moment, man.
What is my favorite scene in Endgame? Wow, I have no idea. But yeah, that's a good scene. Pretty good. Pretty
Pretty good.
Pretty
good.
good.
So Moon Knight, tell us what happened because I watched it last week.
I watched
Same.
it today.
Oh yeah.
Of course you did.
I finished it and I was like, oh, I gotta make the fucking thumbnail. And then I was like, oh shit, wait, Evan's going to the movies. Fuck. I rushed for nothing. I'm so tired. So we start with a recap. So what happens first?
Mhm.
I know
He lost the compass.
Yeah. And is it Layla?
Yep.
Is making a fake passport while also
Yes.
venting to like a family friend because she's talking about like how her father brought her to like old dig sites and stuff.
Yeah,
He's
kind of like a.
just-
That wasn't her mom?
No, I don't think so. I didn't get that vibe.
Okay.
Because she was talking about her father, like we were always
Passive,
close friends
differently. Okay, yeah.
differently than like, hey, kind of take care of yourself. I'm your mother, kind of thing. I feel like they would have made
Yeah,
a big
that's true.
notion of that. But yeah, I think she's a family friend, like Nathan says, and I liked this scene from Layla. Get more character development with Layla, more backstory. I'm a really big fan of Layla. I think she really brings like a lot of heart to this series. Like without Layla, this year just be like a fun action adventure trippy show. But now with Layla, it's more like grounded in heart, and I like that a lot. And she's really cool.
Ironically, this is actually a really difficult show to react to because most of the time I'm sitting there because it's mostly just like it's very sparing with its humor and its action, and a lot of the time it's just you're building up the emotional cores of the characters. So I'm just like,
Mhm.
oh, it's a good scene.
Like, oh, wow. Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, there's a scene with the boat later on that I really liked as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought this was a very solid episode. And yeah, people have been complaining about like the pacing and stuff like that with the MCU shows, but I thoroughly liked this episode. I like diving into more of the Egyptian mythology. I like diving into more of Layla and their chemistry together. And the ending was pretty shocking. I didn't expect that to happen at the ending.
Happen?
Wow, when Khonshu basically sacrificed himself to turn back time. If
That's
I
right.
could turn back time.
Find a way.
Copyright.
Let's talk
Try to
about
get in time,
the
Lizzie.
beginning. I get. Is it more a chase
rundown?
kind of like where
The
he's
The
trippy
interrogation
chasing.
rundown.
rundown?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Because that shit is scary. Because it's like we're back in that ice cream truck, right? But like
Mark's
worse this
perspective.
time because
Mark's like, Steven, what the fuck? And Steven's like,
he's
"It
like,
wasn't
that's
me."
not me. And I'm like,
So
hold up.
Jake Lockley, who's
who's up with this? I heard that name before, Jake Lockley, but I don't read a Moon Knight comic book, so people are saying this is possibly a third.
Which Nathan was
apparition.
speculating last week.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Really?
I don't really know like the characterization of Jake Lockley. All I know is that he is a New York cab driver persona.
Oh, taxi driver, basically.
Yeah, I don't know his violent tendencies, but yeah, that's theoretically the only like other remainder personality to come.
Interesting. I mean, I feel like they're teasing that for sure because that was surprising. I'm like, I thought it was just Mark going crazy, and Mark was like, I don't know what I just did, kind of thing. But no, Mark was honestly saying like, "Whoa, what'd you do, Steven?" Like he was upset because one of the crazier flashes is when he flashes back to Mark and he's pulling the dagger out of the other guy. He's like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah,
that was crazy.
and once again, I love the use of like looking into like the reflection of weapons. There's a cat
Yeah,
on
and
there.
seeing Steven in the knife or whatever.
Yeah,
Don't
and just
do a mock.
Mark, that's enough.
That's good.
Not like this.
And then that guy ends up jumping off the roof, right?
Yeah. Conchu's like, oh yeah, go put him on the ledge. He'll talk. Mark's like, fuck it. Okay, fine. And the guy just like says, F you. I'm going with
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke's character.
And,
I'm just like, damn. Just drops. Loyalty. Couldn't be me. I would have squealed like a pig.
So interesting.
So yeah.
Little-
when
No, wait.
what?
Interesting little tidbit, Easter egg thing. MCU interconnectivity.
Oh no.
That's all right. On the back of that dude's jacket, the kid that cut his way to fall to his death. On his back of his jacket, and this was actually confirmed by people that work on Moon Knight. They put a logo of like a pharaoh's head structure of the pharaoh Rama Tut,
Oh.
who in the Marvel comics is another iteration of Kang.
Cap.
No, I'm dead ass.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, because we talked about that whole King backstory where he goes to Egypt and he was like, I'm going to come to Egypt and be like this big guy because I come from the future. I can become a king or, pharaoh of Egypt and become so powerful because I have all these future memories kind of thing.
Which could also be another instance of like the gods fearing the meddling of humanity because
Exactly.
he's a future man.
I think in that one, Fantastic Four come to the past and they're like, you're not supposed to be here. And they beat up King again. But yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that. So yeah, that's another.
Carson
King
said
piece.
Cap.
Yeah. Captain America.
Civil War.
Great movie. So Kang, I'm excited to see more Kang and Ant-Man. It's so weird to think he's gonna be an Ant-Man. Fuck.
Ant-Man. He said.
Ant-Man.
Josh is
yeah,
under the chat.
That's really good. I know. But yeah, that whole scene was very gnarly. I was like, okay, this is getting very dark. Jello, what's up? We're
I'm not
talking
18.
Moon Knight. Oh no. How long ago was that?
Yeah, it was like
10,
30
15.
minutes ago.
Jesus.
Someone take the reins. You all have infected me with the late starts. What's it?
Oh wow, here we go. Carson, it's always us.
whoa,
It's always
whoa.
us.
No, not whoa. Because I said on the Heartbreak podcast as well that we would always start. I would set a time like 9, and then like we would do 9:15 whenever we'd start. So I said it's 9:15, and then we don't go live till 9:30. It's always flowing.
That's because Carson has to go to the gas station, go to Walmart.
I'm on Central Time. Look.
Oh,
Oh.
8, my bad.
Oh,
I know.
we'll never be on the celebration stage. Is my point, but
Whoa. Back.
whoa.
If we wanted to take it more seriously, I don't think we'd be
What?
live streaming every week. To be fair, I think we'd
What
be
do you
like posting our
mean?
episodes on Spotify and stuff. But
Oh, you got me there. There's too many factories.
That's
right, like it's more complicated than just. Anywho,
We can build one audience platform.
That's
That's why we got 2 devoted followers in the last year.
exactly.
Jello and Ben.
I forgot where we are in Moon Knight.
Oh, but yeah, so we're theorizing that crazy twist with a new personality, new
No, yeah.
character, King.
Kang takes over his body.
So yeah, with Khonshu gone, I think they're really going to dive into Moon Knight's alternate personalities, or maybe I don't know if Khonshu leaving is how that's going to affect
How it's
Mark.
gonna affect him? Yeah, I don't.
But Mark still has a mission though. He still has to defeat Arthur Hollow.
Yeah, I kind of like it because it's like the whole part of the show where it's like, the hero will be stripped of their most valuable asset, and then they have to figure it out, and then they'll get it back, and then
How to move on, kind of thing. Yeah,
So it's
Cliche,
interesting
but I like it.
because in the comics, once again, I feel like there's like a gauge of just like Khonshu is not our friend whatsoever, and it's rather a toxic entity, as it were. Especially because like there's beautiful like ending to like one of the main Moon Knight runs, one of the most popular ones, where Mark has this moment where like he takes like Khonshu's head into his grasp, and he's like going between personalities. Like I'm Mark Spector, I'm Stephen Grant, I'm Jake Lockley. We are Moon Knight, and we never needed you. And he like the whole time the panels are instantly like increasingly cracking his head till he turns to fucking dust and disappears. But he's
That's
still
cool.
Moon Knight. Which makes me think the power within.
Cap?
No, fuck.
Don't they need him? They would have died without Moon Knight's power.
Sure,
Khonshu's
but
power.
like afterward, is it really like we need Khonshu to have the power, or is the power within us all?
Friends we made along the way type deal.
But say it in a cooler way.
It's mostly Khonshu, but okay. I should read the comics. I'm not judging.
Put some glass in
But,
your shoes, you'll be fine.
Exactly.
Every episode, I hear the sound design in my earbuds.
Me too.
I'm like, oh no.
You know, if this was Jared Leto,
Get,
like, I
change
actually
that
put
out?
glass in my
Yeah,
shoes.
Probably.
Jared would actually do methods like
I gave myself nerve damage in my feet. I can't walk anymore.
Crazy.
But yeah, that's interesting. I think I don't know. I get the impression from Khonshu. Granted, I don't read the comic books, but I get the impression that Khonshu initially is awful, you know, God, not to be trustworthy kind of person, but then grows to understand Mark or whatever. But maybe that never happens.
It is interesting. He
But,
does have like, which caught me off guard this moment, like when he's pleading to the gods that like he's not the one who turned his back on humanity. Like he genuinely has like a caring for them, in however his sense of justice views it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
it is interesting that the gods are like, we didn't turn our back on humans; they turned on us. And like, you know, in terms of like the faith.
Again, yeah, trying to make it seem like the gods are more non-empathetic than Khonshu. Even though Khonshu, again, is a vengeance god, and he's using Mark and threatening Layla. Like, he's not great either. But they're trying to say the gods are kind of worse because they're taking a more hands-off approach. And, you know, in society, people hate people who are hands-off.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Khonshu is a very interesting character. I'm very interested to see what happens to him and that dynamic moving forward, because we haven't talked about it, but this seems like a definite show that could go beyond the limited series. I could see a more series with Moon Knight than other series like Falcon and stuff like that. Even Hawkeye, I think, was limited series, even though I want more Kate.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was interesting. But then Layla comes in the picture, right? Because she comes to Egypt and says, "You really need me." And
is that the first time that we see her interact with Mark this season, technically? Or is he back to Steven at that point? I can't remember.
Technically, yeah. Like they first meet up again as Mark.
Right. Which I was like, I just ran that by in my head. I was like, wait.
How did they meet up again? Oh yeah, because Mark's like, after they killed the guy, he's trying to look for, like they're in the middle of a crowd, and Layla's like, "Follow me." Like I know
because he's in the taxi, and then he gets out, and then
he's asking around for the location of like the black market sarcophagus. So
exactly. Because the sarcophagus, the person in the sarcophagus has the map to the tomb of the person they're looking for. A minute, I forget. The evil goddess.
Keep digging. He was Imhotep. Market.
Imhotep. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. So while this is happening, Glass guy, Mr. Glass,
Mr. Glass
is like, he finally found the tomb. He was like, okay, now we're just gonna sit here for a few days and start digging.
Are you talking about Ethan Hawke, Mr. Glass?
Yeah.
Yes, 100%. What's his name? Arthur something.
Arthur last name. Fleck. No.
Curry. The Aquaman.
Worldwide.
Comes in on the King Tag.
One of my favorite parts of the episode was when
that trailer.
Nathan's brain has been rotted by trailer lines.
It really has.
Well, especially when things play forever. Like I'm quoting shit that's like, here's a trailer for Comic-Con a year in advance, and then you get the real version 4 years later.
4 years later, yeah. Like,
but one of my favorite parts of the episode is when he knows he's about to get called upon, and he's looking at the sky, and Arthur's like, "Okay, guys, keep on digging. I'm about to be called soon." Like, he knows exactly what's about to happen. You can see his mind already starting to work on, like, what should I do?
What should he say in that moment? That eclipse is cool, by the way.
Really cool, yeah. Because again, they go to the eclipse after before Layla comes into the play.
Before I want to say.
I think it's before. So yeah,
Yeah.
it is before. So yeah, before they meet Layla though, they're at their wit's end. They just cut off the kid who just jumped off the building or the cliff, and he's like, Khonshu is like, fine, I'll do it myself. And he says, let's have an audience with the gods. That'll help us locate Arthur because they'll tell us, hopefully. But they don't like me very much, so you have to do the talking, basically. And yeah, it was really cool seeing this mythology where he goes into an alleyway and the random door turns into a portal to the inside of Giza, right? Are they in Giza?
I think so.
At least I think that's what Steven said. He's like, oh, wow, look at the hieroglyphics. That was awful.
He gets like so hyped being in it, which I just
Poor Steven.
I love this man.
You know what?
too.
This whole thing pisses me off because they give Arthur so much benefit of the doubt.
Right?
He just walked into a portal from the motherfucker's tomb. Oh, I'm not trying to resurrect. He walked from the tomb.
They summoned him.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, guys, can't they just track him? They're like, we don't know where he is or something. I'm like, take a peek. Look, you guys are gods.
It sounds like you're watching over everything else, but not. And so that was kind of interesting. It was a little bit of a reach, like.
But then we learned later on that he's kind of working for Arthur, so probably just the main guy at least was working for Arthur or working for the evil gods. So I'm like, okay, maybe this guy is just like lying to the other ones, and
yeah,
I think that's why it felt so unrealistic. Not unrealistic, but
yeah,
because
in that moment,
aggravating.
We're looking at him like, wait, what? I mean, granted, we know more, I guess, than they do in that moment, but
but yeah, I liked it because we learned a lot here about how Khonshu is looked upon by the other gods. Like a lot of the gods don't like Khonshu. They feel like he betrayed them, and he did the sky thing early on. They're like, if you do that again, you're done. We'll banish you, which is a tease for the end of the episode.
You're done. Yeah.
You're done. Detention. That was me today.
To the office.
But so yeah, they don't really like him. But I liked it when Mark was trying to explain himself, but then Khonshu like took control. And we got
very shouty, very unnatural.
Very cool.
That was funny because Oscar Isaac just starts yelling.
Yeah, and this yet another, like, you can say it's another personality shift for Oscar Isaac, who's showing so much range in this show in general. You can also and now he's like playing himself, being controlled by Khonshu. Really cool.
And you see the discomfort in it too. Like every time he releases.
Yeah, he's like heaving, like Jesus Christ.
But then like they have the great case where like Arthur comes through and is like he puppeteers like a broken being, for and manipulates him. And then they ask like, "Are you a broken?" And Mark has that moment, just like, "Yeah, I am." But it doesn't. It has so much pain, but it doesn't change the fact that what he's doing is unnatural and evil.
Exactly, which was that moment of vulnerability. I was like, okay, they're gonna look at that and say like, oh, Mark is a little bit believable. But then Arthur comes in and really just goes
gaslights the hell out of the panel.
Exactly,
gaslight gatekeep robots. All these modern proverbs that Evan hates.
I hate all of them.
He hears them 5 times a day.
More than that. Like 8:30 to 9:30, I hear like 100 times. I'm like, guys, it's in the morning. Can you please stop? But what was I gonna say?
Cap.
but yeah, it was so interesting. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I liked how you could kind of tell a lot of what Arthur was saying was true. He said, I used to be the Avatar Khonshu, and I reveled in it. I liked it. I liked seeking vengeance upon people. I think a part of that is very true. I think he's being very honest there, where he liked being with Khonshu.
It's the ultimate sin he carries.
It was the ultimate sin he carries. But he liked it. He likes doing that kind of evil deed. I want to know more about Arthur and why he revels in that kind of stuff. What made him switch over to the other goddess of revenge? What made Khonshu like really hate him in a way? Hate Arthur to switch to Mark. Like what went on between those two? Hopefully we learn more about that. This seems like a very interesting backstory.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Arthur's being very genuine here by saying like, "Oh, I really liked it a lot." But at the same time, this guy is crazy. We shouldn't really believe him I'm an honest guy now. I've changed. I don't know what this guy's talking about. That kind of thing. It was very great acting from Ethan Hawke. I think Ethan Hawke's been very good this show. I think he's like towing the line between very corny and cheesy, but also being like
kind of that one note villain, but also
one note villain, but also has potential to be interesting.
I feel the religious zealot
the
cult leader levels.
Feel it again.
I feel it again.
The pull to conchu. So actually, I had this like cool thing here. Is like somebody translated the hieroglyphs passage on the this scarab compass, and it reads. And excuse my pronunciations.
No.
Okay, thank you. He deducts 5 points. O Kepri, amid his boat, Primeval one, who's these weirds. Primeval one, whose corporeality is eternity. May you rescue Osiris Imhotep, true of voice, and it's actually a proverb that comes from the Book of the Dead.
Okay, interesting. Which makes sense. Book
you
of the
must
Dead.
not read from the book.
Book of the Dead, and they're trying to revive, not really revive, but unleash Amunet back into the world, from the dead, from the underworld, kind of thing. That's interesting. I'm excited. I wonder what the form, because I feel like we're going to get some kind of weird mythological battle here. I wonder what her form is. I mean, she looks like a crocodile in that.
I believe it's the head of a crocodile with like the body of a hippo and a third.
Well, dang.
How far are they going to go for that in this show? I'm very curious. I mean, the season finales for the show tend to be very grand outside of Loki. So I'm curious. But I love the scene in general. Again, I like it when the show gets very mythological and very interesting. And like Nathan teased earlier in the podcast, some of these gods were missing. Not everybody came to attendance. And one of the gods, notably, is a friend. What's up, Jello? Who are we booing?
I got him here.
Nathan's pronunciation? Because I agree.
Hey, now.
No, I'm kidding. But yeah, one god in particular, I forget the name now. She is an ally, old friend of Khonshu. So she sympathizes with Mark, sympathizes with Khonshu.
I think I think in the lore, whether it's like real Egyptian or Marvel, they had a romance. The Khonshu and her.
Okay, yeah. Interesting. Okay, Khonshu.
What that
Take
beak?
your fucking bird beak.
Oh no.
Oh no.
But
like
she tells him, go to the sarcophagus. Basically tells him the location, and that's where he comes out, and Layla's there, and now Layla has the connection to get to said sarcophagus, who is handled by the guy who unfortunately has passed away, but the guy in red.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean in real life, right? Remember?
Oh right, yeah, they have a in
memoriam.
Yeah.
But I forget his name. What was his name? Something Master or something? I thought it started with the M.
It's Midnight Master.
Midnight Mass.
I got smashed in Midnight Mass.
God damn it.
That was a random thought I had today when I came back to work the day after Easter, and it was like very low attendance at the store. I was like, everyone got smashed at Midnight Mass. Anyway,
yeah, I forget the guy's name. But yeah, so he's gonna be in charge. He has the sarcophagus in his belongings, but Layla has a connection with him and from the black market background, and she can help him get there. Basically,
I think they actually brought up like in a passing line history in Madripoor, which is where Miss Power Broker herself.
Not like this.
What's Carter? What's fucking
Sharon?
Sharon Carter.
How do you forget the iconic Sharon Carter? Yeah, Power Broker.
Sorry, I'm a Peggy man, but
she was in Madripoor. Yeah, I automatically thought to X-Men and thought to Falcon Winter Soldier.
Let's go.
But yeah, Power Broker came into the episode. No. So they referenced Madripoor.
I'm scared.
I liked this scene on the boat though. On their way to not companion, but just person she's using in the black market. You can't hear us?
Nani?
That's not good.
Turn up your volume. I'm gonna open the pod.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
This entire thing has been
If
muted.
I know, what if we did? That'd be awkward. That's never happened before.
There's no way.
Yeah.
No fucking
Nani?
We're both sitting through ads.
Watch our ads, everybody.
It's working.
The live chat has an update on my computer, but on my phone he says he can hear us now.
Okay. Can you hear me?
So,
all right, I'll
he's
hold.
tooling with us.
This whole podcast could be Last Jedi quotes.
About his mother.
But yeah, so I like the scene in the boat where he's trying to tell her. Now I'm losing sight of the conversation, but wasn't it about like, is this your first time going through like this kind of episode? And he admits like this has happened to him in the past, but he's never told her. Like this isn't the first time.
Yeah, it's a really vulnerable moment.
This isn't the first time that he kind of had these multiple personalities. It wasn't because of Khonshu that he had multiple personalities.
Yeah, which makes it even more tragic.
It's been with him ever since he was a kid. And he just kind of never told her. And then she's like, well, has our whole life, our relationship been based on lies? And he's kind of like, I think he says yes or something like that. Which again, I think he's trying to push her away. But it was a very vulnerable situation. Very good scene from Oscar and Layla. But yeah, we can tell Layla still sympathizes with them, as we see later on with the Steven scene. I think she's still trying to understand him as best as she could and still trying to help him out because she's very loyal to the soil.
Yeah.
Well, I like that scene. But then they get to the black marketplace, and that's when all shit gets loose, basically. Because she's like, follow my lead. And Mark's like, okay, I'll follow your lead. Even though it should be Steven in this scene, but Mark's taking the lead.
At best, he's like, looks to the reflection of Steven. He's like, what do you got? And he's like,
nothing.
Fuck all, give me the body. Mark's just like, fuck no, you want people to die? I didn't think so. Tell me what's up.
It's very funny.
And
prior to that, they're like, oh yeah, I'm her husband. And he's like, so why do you want to come here? And Mark's just like, silent, like, just want to take a look. Like, can you not be any more sus? Like, come on.
Yeah, like
Mark would be terrible on Big Brother.
I will say, like, I was getting like so intrigued. The way they edited it was great. I'm getting like so intrigued by Steven unraveling like the constellation mapping, like the folding. That when dude comes up out of nowhere, I was like, "Ah, fuck!" Jump scare. It literally got me. I was like, "Fuck, no, we had it." Now we're at gunpoint, and we gotta get out. Something
not great. Yeah, because she's at gunpoint. He turns around. He's at gunpoint, and they're kind of screwed.
He gets the gun for a second, but he's like, "Fuck."
Yeah. What happened after this? Was it automatically straight to Moon Knight suit? Yeah, he gets the suit and then he like teleports on top of the building or something like that. How does that happen?
Moon.
Just Moon. Okay.
Moon power. I don't know.
Yeah, he's on top of the building and then it's like okay, and then he comes down with that shot we saw from the trailer with the moon cape.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I don't think I saw that trailer.
Catches her in the inside. You see that part? Because then he shields her on the inside.
Oh yeah, which is really cool. It reminded me of if you guys ever saw the show Cloak and Dagger, on like ABC. Cool show.
I think I watched the pilot episode of that show.
Yeah, I want to watch it. I know they had a crossover with the Runaway show.
I heard about that, but I think Cloak and Dagger was a very solid show. It wasn't the best, but it had potential moving into season 3, and it never happened. That was bummed.
Oh.
Or maybe season 2. Did they ever have a season 1 or 2?
I think they had 2 seasons.
Okay, they did.
Runaway.
Yeah.
I think Runaways had 3, but and they had like a fascinating cliffhanger that they got canceled for, and everyone's angry.
Well, they had a romantic ending to season 2, so like should we not kind of thing, or we're friends, or we're more than friends kind of thing. And then they end the season with them two on the bus holding hands. I'm like, come on, season 3, and it never happened.
Canceled.
I'm like, God, come on, because Feige wants to control everything. Fucker. No, I'm kidding. I love you, Feige.
Any TV failings, I blame Loeb.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if Loeb was even
Loeb.
attached to this. Jeez. What's he been up to? Nothing.
Earlobe.
He's been watching Inhumans.
Earlobe chapstick. Fucking.
He's sitting at home watching Inhumans. This is my masterpiece.
God.
We're going to bring back the multiverse back.
I'll get you, Feige.
But yeah, the fight goes on, and I think he ends up having a blackout moment that Steven takes over. He's like, all right.
Let's go.
Impaled. And he's like, all right, take it back.
You're like, time out. Come on
they did establish he has a healing factor with the suit.
Huge healing factor.
Very
much.
5 impales.
Would you say this is similar to Deadpool or Wolverine in terms of healing factor?
I think Deadpool and Wolverine pretty equal. So I would say.
I think Wolverine feels the pain. I don't know if Deadpool feels the pain, but I feel like Wolverine feels the pain and he heals.
Yeah,
Deadpool
doesn't really feel it.
Deadpool just like,
I feel like,
okay, cool.
I feel like Deadpool feels it. He's just more like cocky about it. And I think Wolverine's just become like emotionally numb to it.
Numb to the pain.
I mean, the first movie, he does the claw thing. Rogue's like, does it hurt? And he's like, every time. I'm like, oh, fuck. He's so stoic.
Great movie. But yeah, so he gets impaled multiple times. At the same time, Layla's getting beat up. It looks like they're out of the count. But then Arthur's forces show up, right? Or this before the hack? Before the Arthur showed up?
After before. I don't
Great.
I think after.
I think after shows up after, probably. No, because I think Arthur beforehand, because the guy was like considering should he team up with Layla or Arthur.
See, I was considering.
I think that was the big fight breakout because at first they're at gunpoint and then he comes out.
Yes. And says, "Join me because I have powers." And he shows off his powers. He's like, "Oh, cool, that's cute."
Purple,
yeah. I'll come with you.
Is it the Power Stone? No.
Oh, jeez. Somebody is thinking that probably.
Well, in the timeline, we don't have them anymore.
Yeah. So then she gets crazy. Arthur, yes. Arthur used that to destroy the sarcophagus. So while Moon Knight is fending off everybody getting impaled, Layla is like scrummaging through the dusted sarcophagus to get any remains she can.
The pieces of the cloths.
The piece of the cloth.
That is the map.
The map, exactly. Which again, I like this kind of feel to it. It feels very Indiana Jones, where you're so close to your objective, but then the villain comes in, you have to get the remains, and then you have to haul ass, basically.
They're just really jousting cool when they get there.
Yeah.
I was like, Egyptian joust? And then there was a point where like the dude is like jousting towards Layla, and Mark has to get to her in time to save her, which of course he does, and then he fucking throws the fucking crescent, knocks him down.
Yeah,
I love the crescents. They don't get old.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah.
I was like one of the like, do they have a specific name? Because I say crescent, but in my brain I'm like moon battering.
They're like mooncakes. He just throws mooncake.
Moon sand.
Pocket sand.
Moon shoes. Remember those?
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Lies.
I used them. They were plastic, and they were just like, there's like, I didn't buy them though. A friend had them. I was like, oh.
Those are like the funniest things. Like watching late at night, Nick TV, Nick at Night, and it's like moon shoes. I'm like, oh yeah, I need those.
I wanted fucking kinetic moon sand.
That and that fucking like orb thing that they try to like.
Oh
like,
my gosh!
Oh, that shit. Yeah.
What?
Mom! Like the easiest. They're just like, oh,
get the credit card.
$19.99 plus $10 shipping and handling plus tax plus all that shit.
Call 1-800.
Order now on this random
I'm
fucking 3:00 p.m. afternoon and get the second one free.
Oh man!
Like, I don't even know my address. I'm just like
dial 11 numbers instead of 9.
555. Good times.
Simpler times.
So yeah, they're screwed. They go to the map. So they have the map. They go to this random dune at night, and they're trying to piece it together now.
The sandworm walk.
Exactly. They're trying to like they would just watch Dune, so no.
I had Dune on the brain for a second. I was like, man, fucking Oscar Isaac just going. I think he went to the same desert. All 3 projects. Star Wars.
It looked the desert as Arthur's men at the beginning of the episode were going through it. It looked very much like Pisana.
Ooh, yeah, good pull.
I remember there's an interview quote. Oscar was like, "It's fun every time he comes because he has a familiarity with the locals."
Oh, that's cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, they parked their car like in the middle of the desert, the middle of the night. I'm like, that's very dangerous.
Sus.
Very sus. Like, I feel
Oh,
like,
but the drive, there was another great emotional point. Liz,
oh
you know,
yes, yes, yeah.
questioning just like it feels like I never even like really knew you, and very cold. Mark just said you didn't. It's like fuck.
Yeah, you never did. Yeah. Oh, and another big reveal. Earlier in the episode, Arthur was talking about her mom or her dad, right?
Mm.
Like Oscar
Yep.
might know something about her dad's death. And Oscar in the car, she's like, "So do you know anything?" I think Arthur, because he's now the avatar of, I forget the god's name now, Aminet, whatever. He
Mhm.
knows people's past. Like we saw in the first episode, he knows their past, he knows their future. So I think he knows Layla's past with her dad. And he knows in connection to her dad something there.
a
He's trying to
dark
blame Oscar for it.
yeah, a dark theory is that because he was archaeologist, and if you could piece that, like if he died on one of those excavations, and in the second episode, I believe, when they capture Mark to bring him to the cult, they're doing background checks on him, and Mark Spector has fucking like body counts near excavation sites. Did Mark fucking kill her dad? I don't know.
It could be. I was theorizing maybe Arthur as an avatar of Kanju at the time
Kanju.
killed her dad.
That'd probably be
That's
the reveal,
tragic.
which is
That'd
very
be baller.
ooh, all the pieces and
That'd be crazy. Because it didn't seem like Oscar honestly didn't know, but
Didn't
maybe
know.
he did. I'm not sure.
Maybe he
You think
knows
he
just
did?
by association of Kanju now.
It felt like I couldn't really read him. I couldn't really get a read on if he knew and just lying to her. Is that what you were thinking?
It's kind of
Carson?
like in Demon Slayer season 2, where I won't say who is like, they're not my memories, they're the memories of someone's DNA, and
yeah.
then
It's
could
like
be
Nani.
something like,
Yeah,
what a scene.
yeah, great scene.
I heard nothing.
What a picture. But yeah, so it's very interesting. Like, does Oscar or does Mark know? What does he need to know? But yeah, I think something happened to her dad in the past, and she's still recovering from that. Which goes full circle because the whole first part of the episode was her talking about her dad and how much he meant to her. So yeah, that was a great scene. Again, I just love Oscar or Mark and Layla's connection in this series. Very good stuff.
Mhm.
But yeah, they're looking for the map. They can't really get through it. But then Conchu's like, I might have to make the ultimate price here.
Wait.
Oh,
No, oh,
It's again great character moment of bouncing back and
Mhm.
forth. Layla says, I really think we need Steve on this one to get the
yes.
map going right. And then there's also Conchu sitting on top of the car, just like, oh yeah, I summon the great warrior spirit and you summon the worm. Don't do it. Don't give him control. And Mark has like a fit of rage where he like tears off the mirror of the door, and I'm like, shit. But then he stumbles over. He just like reluctantly looks just like, all right, Steven. Like he's fucking talking to him in the mirror. I'm like, what the
And it was
fuck?
one whole shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was one shot. They didn't cut away or anything. It was
And
really cool.
I think this is the most impressive moment I've seen yet in the show of Oscar transitioning from one personality to
Between
the
the
other,
two,
because he's
yeah.
just like so stone hardened as Mark, and then just like that simplicity, innocence of Steven in one shot. I'm just like, fuck, man, you and McAvoy, so good.
Yeah. Very strong acting there.
And then they make a fucking literal star map.
Yeah, Steven goes to work real quick. Very cool.
Yeah, he's got it on lock. But then a great little piece that stars adrift throughout time after 2,000 years. Makes
Not
sense.
by much, but it counts. Yeah.
Right. May not look like much. God, where it counts. Fucking turn off my brain, stars. Save me. But yeah, it's a great moment that then Conchu. But real quick, he specifically says like, when they capture me, have Mark come find me. And I'm just like, holy shit, man.
Again, a very vulnerable scene from Mark in this episode, but also a very vulnerable scene from Conchu. It's like when they find me, because he knows he's about to get fucked over. When they prison me, have Mark come look for me. Have Mark come find me. But I think Mark has every incentive in the world to do, because again, Conchu says Layla's next if anything goes wrong, and Arthur's plan is awful for humanity in general. So
yeah,
best we save the world.
Absolutely. And then we get an intense sequence go through, and I'm sitting there and I'm watching this light show. It's beautiful, and I'm like, damn, man, can the world see this? And then it shows the world seeing it. And I'm like,
I was
oh my
shocked. I thought it was going to be located primarily
Right.
just to Layla and Mark, but
Mhm.
everybody else was seeing it. I'm like, oh shit, no wonder the gods are getting involved. This is trippy.
And on one hand, my brain was like, are MCU people used to this? After so many
this
years.
is a Wednesday.
And on the other hand, I'm like, fucking, did the Earth go back 2,000 years in the universe? Like, is everything else out there is hella alive? Fuck.
No.
Probably not. They're not gonna touch that.
No.
But it is fascinating concepts that like they literally turned the stars 2,000 millennia.
You can say they turn back time.
Find a way.
But yeah, very cool scene. I love the effects here. Just like turning this guy. It reminded me of Avatar last year.
I was about to say, the library.
The library scene. It's like, Sokka, we have to find him. We have to find him. It's like, oh no, the day of Black Sun.
The eclipse.
The eclipse.
Which we had an eclipse earlier.
Double eclipse.
Man. That's the episode we got a commentary on. That's one of my favorite episodes. Because at the same time, Toph is holding it down, and then Appa, tears.
No. Oh, we don't
I'm
get
sorry,
Appa.
Appa.
We don't get Appa back for 5-6 episodes. Fuck.
Wild. Remember Appa's Lost Days?
Momo tracked
We
him
should just
down.
commentary that whole show.
The whole time you're like,
Really
Appa's gonna
good.
find it, or Momo's gonna find Appa, and then he just finds the paw and he sleeps in the paw and it's raining.
Oh my god.
No, we're close. Hell, not like this.
God, not like this.
That's true cinema, man. I've been like watching somebody watch it for the first time, and they're watching the batches, and I'm just like feeling the emotions every day because I have such a long space of time before I come back to it, and I'm just like, oh man, fucking Iroh's in jail, and Zuko's can't handle his inner.
Oh
demons.
yeah, it just turned it back to him. Ooh, good shit. Season 3, Avatar in general, peak TV, peak television.
They don't miss.
But yeah, they turn back time, and then Khonshu, you see the god preparing to imprison him, basically.
Mhm.
It's like they have a, what's it called? Like a doll of some sort, of some kind of a
Yeah, a little
object.
totem statue.
Totem. That's what I was thinking of, yeah.
Inception.
Exactly. It's still spinning. And then they imprison him, basically. And then
He has the wedding ring. He's home.
And then at the end of the episode, we get the tease that Arthur and the lead god there were in cahoots. So I forget what was exchanged there, but basically, like,
I don't know if he was in cahoots.
you don't think so?
No, because I feel like he was playing it very secretly because he's, they were confronting like I think they were saying the thing is like, yeah, fear the worst, Khonshu, and because he he also specifically asked like, can he hear us? And they're like, I believe so. And then he leaves the room before he starts spieling with the Khonshu.
Okay, interesting.
Sus.
Do you know what they're saying to Khonshu? It was just like anything irrelevant, or
What he said?
yeah.
Well, this is where he starts bearing how being his former avatar gave him the bloodlust, which is a sin he repents for, but also gave him the clarity to enact this mission. So he wanted Khonshu to know that like all of the things that's going to transpire is because of him.
Because of you. You made me this way.
You made me this way.
I won. If you guys have seen Death Note, there's a great scene. It's like, I beat you.
Only thing I've seen of Death Note is who's the main character?
Like Yagami.
Like just like looking at like random angles past somebody, just like that's all I've seen.
I mean, have you ever seen Death Note, Carson, or just your girlfriend?
Mm-hmm. Just Kelly's seen it.
Just Kelly. Yeah.
The music.
Don't listen to her. Part 2 is actually really good. You should watch.
I'm ready.
Death Note. One of my favorites. But yeah, so very solid episode in general. Khonshu is now in prison. DeMarc's laying in the desert, or Steven, laying in the desert alone. Layla is screwed. They're all kind of screwed. So what's next for them? Where do they go next? They keep saying this like a
Mid-season finale right there.
Adventure. Yeah, you're right. We're only halfway through. Like, are they going to stay in Egypt, or are they going to go somewhere else? Where does the journey take them? Again, it has an Indiana Jones National Treasure feel where everything ends in a puzzle, and it's always a puzzle. Like they say in National Treasure, again and again and again. It's always a puzzle, and then it's a puzzle, and then another puzzle. Great line.
I can't wait for the the inevitable Uncharted puzzle where they're like, I need a walkthrough. I can't fucking do it.
Yeah, press triangle for help.
And then I can't do it.
Never did yet.
The first game is just broken.
That first game with the statues broken.
I did it right. They're wrong. I followed your. It's the embodiment of the fucking endgame screenwriting. Follow your logic, damn it.
No.
But yeah, that was it for Moon Knight. So we did talk about Moon Knight, Thor.
The end credit scene was very promising. There was not one. No.
Oh,
I got him.
wow. I'll have to wait for 1 second. If I was looking at Nathan's eyes, I would have known. Yeah.
My eyes look dead past at Spider-Man.
God.
I'm not bad.
Are you still playing Spider-Man? I'm Lego Star Wars.
I don't play new games on these because I don't want to miss new shit. I want to experience it for the first time.
So you're dweeb.
What do you think this podcast is?
For dweebs, you're right. So Loki, Moon Knight, and Hawkeye are being submitted for awards. It is now April. Emmy season, or the Emmy consideration, closes at the end of May.
For the cycle.
For the cycle. So the September Emmys are going to be shows from last October to this May. So it's very exciting. Or last summer to this May.
I was going to say.
So very exciting.
Was that all in the what is the awards they're up for?
Just Emmys, Critics' Choice, stuff like that.
Was that this? Were they all within the same year of Succession season 3?
Yeah.
So no chance.
No chance. WandaVision was nominated alongside stuff like The Crown last year, right? So I think WandaVision, though, was dubbed as limited series, so it was only up against limited shows, which not a lot of competition there. Okay. But so I think I forget which ones. So 2 of the 3 were limited. One said drama. Do you know which one? I think it was Moon Knight and Hawkeye said limited, and then Loki was the best drama.
Makes sense since Loki's
already getting season 2. Loki, Moon Knight awards. But I think if WandaVision can get awards, I think
Loki can.
Then Loki definitely can. I think Loki's not far better, but I think Loki's a better show in my opinion. And I would be hopeful. Come on. I'll be hopeful that Loki can get some awards. I loved Hawkeye, but I don't know if Hawkeye can get anything. Competition's a bit too steep.
Because we needed Yelena at dinner. That would have won all the Hawkeye sweep at that point.
Hawkeye and Moon Knight for Outstanding Limited Series, Loki for Outstanding Drama Series, and What If for Outstanding Animated Program at the 74th Emmys.
Moon Knight is nominated before it's done premiering?
But yeah.
Well, its airing will be fully done with
it. It will be fully done by the time.
Qualification period.
Oh, did they get it ahead? I don't know. I don't know how this works.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Come on, Nathan.
The Academy banned me. I'm sorry.
Tragic. But yeah, I think Loki definitely could for a limited series. Actually, no, Loki is a hard chance now that's drama because they're competing against Euphoria, Succession. Euphoria, Succession, Better Call Saul will be airing at this point. Ozark, fuck. So it's screwed. There's so many dramas that are coming out. But Moon Knight, I think Oscar Isaac 1000% should be best actor in the limited series role. Oscar Isaac.
I believe it.
I would do it.
I love Catherine Hahn, but she was down for best supporting actress in a limited series. Elizabeth Olsen, best actress in a limited series. I think Oscar Isaac should definitely be in consideration there for best actor in a limited series. I think that's a given, in my opinion.
Yeah, man, he's doing great.
I don't know what the big limited series is this year. Last year was like Mayor of Easttown. I don't know what it is. What's the big limited series we could be getting this year? But exciting stuff. I like seeing, because when WandaVision premiered last year, I didn't know if anything was going to be, if any of these shows are going to be awarded, because Mandalorian No, actually, I was wrong. Mandalorian actually did get nominated for best drama, I think,
For
at the
drama,
Emmys, right?
and we were all like, whoa,
yeah, we were like, how did that happen? Yeah.
Excuse me.
And Stranger Things too.
Hmm.
Which I'm like, okay, I see how it is. But yeah, so fun stuff ahead. Other news: Sharon Stone is not the main villain of Blue Beetle anymore. They are changing it to Susan Sarandon, playing the new
Oh.
character of Victoria Cord.
We don't know.
Because Cord, Blue Beetle is tied to the Cord Industries, so I assume Victoria Cord is probably somebody who's in charge of his father's company, something like that. Very Adam Project E, where the main evil person, like the main business person. See that a lot and stuff. But yeah, new character from the comics. But again, Blue Beetle casting is always very exciting, and Susan Sarandon's great.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm can't wait. The Blue Beetle confirmed next year, theaters, right?
Yeah. August 2023. Let me look.
I want to say you're right. August sounds right to me.
Batgirl in theaters one.
It should be. Goddamn. Okay. Ghost
August
of
18th, 2020.
Sweet. Love that.
Ah, yes. The news I instantly tagged Evan on.
New screenwriter, right?
Yeah, new screenwriter for Ghost of Tsushima. Very high profile screenwriter. Let me see if I can find it. I forget his name because I butchered it. I didn't write it on my notes because I butchered the name.
Head into IMDb.
I don't want to say the voice actor and mocap person that plays Jin in the game.
I said, let me know if you need me. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like, fuck, please.
At least.
He literally did it. He did it. You have him.
Do it again.
Yeah, I just love. Okay, so screenplay written by Takashi Dosher, Deadlight Imports. His screen writing credits include 2019 sci-fi romance Only, the Hulu exclusive film Still, and an ESPN documentary. But yeah, he's very high profile. People say he's very high profile in Hollywood at the moment. Ghost of Tsushima, massive milestone for action adventure PlayStation video game. And I'm very excited.
Stahelski is still attached to direct.
I believe so. Yeah, Chad Stahelski from John Wick is still attached to direct. Let me see here.
I don't think there's a release date yet.
No release date. They're just talking about the video game, basically. Very exciting. So yeah, Sony Pictures, PlayStation Studios, really killing it. Did all of you guys see Uncharted? Or just Carson? No, not Nathan, but they have a PlayStation Studios logo at the beginning of the movie.
That's part of the movie.
I saw that.
Honestly.
I loved that. That was really cool. Hopefully, Last of Us does that. I'm pretty sure it's going to on HBO.
There's an Amazon show coming for something, right? God of War.
God of War rumored. Yeah, nothing
cool.
has came out of that besides it's happening. But
Amazon.
God of War.
Sony,
God of War.
Where is my Silk Show?
I know, right?
Wasn't
Damn
that
it!
Gonna be a movie or something?
It's supposed to be a movie. Then they changed it to 10 episodes TV show, and now it's crickets. I love Cindy Moon.
I'm so sad.
Fuck. If I was if I was in charge of Sony, this is gonna lead into our next thing with DC. But if I was in charge of Sony, it's Spider-Gwen would have 7 movies by now. I would rock and roll with Spider-Gwen on the cinema side of things. I would make a Silk TV show, have them meet up like they do in the comics, different multiverse. Click on a watch, you're in a new world. That easy.
I'm gonna have my own Sony round when I talk about Morbius.
So I'm just come on. I would really love for them to do more with Ghost Spider / Spider-Gwen, more Silk stuff, more Ben Reilly, Spider-Man 2099. So many opportunities they're just wasting because they want to do Peter Parker and villain stories.
God,
even Spider-Man Noir would be fun as hell.
Spider-Man Noir, an animated version or live action, either way. Come on.
An animated Spider-Man 2099 series would be incredible.
Just imagine that, on Peacock or whatever, on HBO, Amazon.
Across the Spider-Verse, the blueprint.
It could be anywhere because Sony just sells their shit to whoever they want to.
Exactly. It could be Apple TV, probably no.
Could be Netflix. Could be anything.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, last piece of news is DC. Warner Brothers Discovery, the partnership is finally finalized. And
Yes.
with that, the head of the new branch, because as we heard like 2 weeks ago or last week,
Mhm.
some of the people in the DC branch, Warner Brothers General, get in the
Got the
cab,
boot.
got the boot.
But I think
Exactly.
Toby Emmerich is still sticking around.
I think so.
What about
Walter
Walter Hamada?
Hamada, I think.
He's sticking?
Is he sticking?
I can't remember. Maybe he was one of the people on the outs.
Oh no.
I think
There's
I
a
would
whole
have heard of
list.
that. I
There's
would
a
have
whole
heard
list.
about Walter leaving. I think Walter is sticking on. Walter. Let me see. I thought
But
I
yeah,
had
it's
it
very
on.
interesting because anytime a big acquisition like this happens, it's it's kind of like the 20th
Coolness.
Century Studios effect, where they're like, "Hey, we're gonna figure out how you fit into our slate,"
Mm-hmm.
type deal. And so they're obviously, I think a bigger priority is honestly the Wizarding World stuff because how much
Oh,
that's bombed compared to DC stuff.
I have a rupee.
Uh, because the Harry Potter IP, I still think has the potential to be a huge hit on HBO Max in terms of if you do a good show
Yeah.
and do it right.
That does sound like a dream, honestly.
Yeah, it does. Like I would love it.
And we'll
DC,
watch.
DC, obviously their fair share of issues, but most
yeah,
notably in this, it brings up the absence of Superman or just kind of flubbing of figuring out what to do with him since Man of Steel.
exactly. And I'm reading it here, and one of the bigger things he talked about is turning DC into its own solidified content vertical, which basically means having its own studio. Like right now, DC
Right.
is part of Warner Brothers, and they're just making. For
Yeah.
example, it would be like if Marvel movies were still happening, but there was no Marvel Studios, it was just part of Disney,
Yeah.
which is not what we get because Lucasfilm has Star Wars, Indiana Jones, etc. Marvel Studios has Marvel movies,
It's
but the
so
umbrella is still Disney.
it's so funny because even before the when Disney bought Marvel, before that, like in the MCU kicked off, Paramount was releasing them. They were distributing, but it was
Yep.
still Marvel Studios making them.
Yeah, so it's very interesting. Like DC hasn't had its own DC Studios; it's just been
Right. So I guess
Warner
they'll have to
Brothers.
beef that up
Nolan
and
Syncope.
separate it, I guess, more.
Yeah, and with that, they
Mm.
said they want their own Kevin Feige. They want somebody to serve as creative and strategic czar, similar to what Marvel has in Kevin Feige, which I don't like. Not every studio needs a Kevin Feige, but they do need somebody to be in charge of a studio, basically, which is
The
a no-brainer.
Nor do I think anyone would listen to a new Kevin Feige because it was such a rarity that he was able to oversee this and get
Yes.
that vision through
I mean,
a
also
whole
like
company.
I feel like a big thing a lot of people like miss when they're just like they think they're just like need someone who can make a plan, when in reality Feige isn't just a man that can make the plan, which he can. Um, a lot of rhyming. What the fuck? He's also a man who genuinely loves the Marvel universe and the comics, and he genuinely cares about these characters. And he has an
Yes,
interest in the stakes and how they're portrayed.
exactly. And he's a great businessman, which is so hard to find. Somebody who's so
Passionate about
intelligent
comics.
and passionate about comics, but knows a great business. He knows where to get your Ryan Coogler, you're doing Black Panther. Taika, you're doing a Thor thing. Like stuff that we as an audience member would never dream of comparing the two. Like Taika, Thor,
You
really?
you think
So cool.
anyone else could get Tobey Maguire to say yes? Not at all,
Exactly.
bro.
It's like it's the directorial choice that he gets seem odd at first, but they've worked out. Chloe Zhao for Eternal. It's like okay, weird, but I'll go with it, and you get your interesting results. So yeah, they talked about like how although DC has success with Aquaman, the highest grossing DC movie, and the Batman recently, it lacks coherent creative vision and strategy.
Yeah.
They
Which
talk
is not
about
to say
yeah,
I still don't think hopefully that they're gonna that criticism means we must connect everything
connected.
into a
Yes.
momentous narrative. I hope it just means they need to
They
align their heroes more in a sense that we're gonna
it's
make a Blue Beetle movie and serve this audience, and we're gonna keep doing these different things.
it
Doesn't necessarily they all have to connect for it to mean a success.
it's
For
weird,
sure.
right? It feels like they're contradicting when because they say stuff like we want the Kevin Feige type to build that helps build the interconnectivity and like the flow, But then they also said they want more films like Joker that are like standalone things.
Yeah, about to say that they also believe that projects like Todd Phillips' Joker are a shining example of how the second build characters from DC library can and should be exploited.
Could have said the Batman, but all right.
Harley Quinn, another example. So yeah, it's like they talk about the Batman in terms of critical and commercial success, but they also talk about one incoherent vision. But also they like second build characters having their own standalone thing, which Marvel has also done. They've done second build characters in the sense that like Hawkeye has a TV show. Marvel has a TV show. Moon Knight has a TV show. But
it's crazy that like a lot of people forget. Like even in like the beginning, like Iron Man and Captain America characters like that were just like scraps and compared to like the Marvel big IPs. Like they were really like
they weren't Spider-Man.
Yeah. They like Iron Man was not a big household name prior to the movie.
Yeah, people heard of Captain America, but it was only like the Captain America 1 version. Like, oh, the guy who fought in World War II.
They heard a lot. I mean, even when you like watch like the '90s Spidey and like Iron Man appears, you're just like, oh, okay, this is a fun new hero. But you're here for Spidey, obviously.
And I think a lot of this potential they see too is obviously like with Peacemaker being a huge hit, and still having those like kind of loose ties, like the Justice League can kind of show up, like this different little fun things where there's that connection and synergy or whatever they want to call it, but more or less just being able to make a hit out of stuff that you wouldn't expected by getting the right people involved.
Exactly. And reading through this, they just mentioned that. They said DC has figured out a way to make interesting and very viable streaming content with Peacemaker and the in production series of Colin Farrell's Penguin. But DC also believes that the company believes DC should grow its approach to comic book fare, including bolstering gaming.
Makes sense.
And they also say Walter Hamada, who took over DC Films in 2018, has achieved more consistency recently. He's under contract until the end of 2023 and could play an important role in whatever the new company has planned. So Walter Hamada is still in there. And then upcoming DC film projects include Shazam, Aquaman, Black Adam, etc. So yeah, so I like the gaming part because one of the biggest games coming out not soon, but soonish is the Suicide Squad game and Harry Potter. They just had a PlayStation, what's it called? PlayStation exclusive reveal.
The gameplay looks really cool.
The gameplay looks very cool. The world looks very cool, and I think that's where you can make Harry Potter shine in the gaming realm, not whatever Fantastic Beasts is. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the news, though. Very exciting stuff for DC. I don't know if when we'll see the fruit of all this in a way. Exactly. Because they like to talk about company jargon, to help out with their stocks and everything. We have a lot of great stuff playing. Please buy our stocks, basically.
Yeah.
Here's 26 DC projects. Will we make them all?
Exactly.
No,
but hey, just buy
That's
us.
why I'm kind of glad that DC announcements have kind of been on the ice lately.
Me too.
To the rate that they were at. Like,
remember that 1 year? It's like, oh my god,
Steven Spielberg, whatever, and then
that was the thing. You're right.
Robert Zemeckis, The Flash.
And then the Joe Manganiello guy is Deathstroke, and then
in Ben Affleck's The Batman.
It was pretty much you get a movie.
It was like 20 projects. It was the funniest summer ever. It was very funny.
It was just like someone leaking the whiteboard of like the ideas that they had. Like
it was bad.
Somebody they were me basically. Where it's like, here's a cool logo with a date. Will we make it?
We'll see. But yeah, let's do some. What have you been watching lately? Movie reviews. Who wants to go first? You know what? Let's kick it off with the person biting his lip over there about Morbius.
Yeah, get this blood out.
Yeah, let's talk about this real quick.
Contrary to popular belief.
So you sold your soul to go see Morbius. How was it?
Sold my soul.
Yes.
Yeah, I sold my soul to Jared Leto's Island Cult.
God damn.
Those pictures are so funny. I was just thinking about that again today.
I still think back to I followed Jared Leto on Snapchat, and he openly was posting on-set photos of Morbius, and no one batted an eye. No one shared it, screen cap, nothing. It came and went like a fleeting shadow. I should have screen capped it, but yeah, it's I contest. I actually my thought process was what Evan thought when he finally got to see New Mutants, which was like not as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
New Moons is solid. Yeah.
Oh, because like with all the pushbacks and delays and just like the review bombs and all that.
Get?
It's nothing high. I'm pretty sure I think it's the lowest rated X franchise.
No way.
I feel like it is.
There's X-Men Apocalypse and shit. 36% for New Mutants. Wow.
Yeah, I feel like Apocalypse in the 40s.
X-Men Apocalypse. 36%. There's no way. There's no way. Wow, 46. Wow, okay. What was the last one called? Dark Phoenix?
Yeah, okay, you know what Dark Phoenix might be.
Yeah, I think it is.
22. Yeah, that's it. There we go.
There we go.
Woo!
22?
22.
Look, we live in a world where like Infinity War is like 83 and Ant-Man and the Wasp is 88.
Morbius though is
Josh, that you?
16.
Josh Amador.
I'm looking at movie times. I'm still in my Canadian VPN. I'm like, whoops. This is
oops.
Because I'm watching.
Honestly, man, I feel like Morbius is okay. I feel like there's a better film to be had. It feels like a lot was hacked away and cut. Not just like the Spidey related stuff. Like I remember there was like a whole scene. Like, Tyrese in the fucking forest with a bionic arm. It ain't here. Tyrese is severely cut down in this.
Is the forest there, or is it just not at all that scene?
Not at all. We don't go there.
Oh, wow.
At all. I think Tyrese maybe has 5 minutes of screen time max.
Wow. I thought he was like a recurring character.
He is for so little. It's weird. I feel like the best part of this movie, bar none, is definitely Matt Smith's character. He's having a blast. Is he like the best villain? No, but is he like fucking hamming it up and chewing the scenery? Absolutely, and it's fun. Genuinely, great. He's great. I mean, it's the same vibe as him dancing around last night. So it's he literally has a dancing scene in this. This is great.
Is he more despicable in this or Last Night in Soho?
Probably Last Night.
Mooney.
Yeah, he's fucked up Last Night in Soho
for sure. But this movie, it plays out, and even like Preston contests, who is a big Morbius hater, that this film looks really good. The VFX are really good, and I agree. I think it has a lower budget, so it has to like constrain like its limits. Mm-hmm. And I love the look of it. I love the look of Morbius. I think because they didn't have any prosthetics for some reason, they went full VFX, and I think it actually looks really good. The like misty flying effect around looks really cool. I had like an idea. I think it would be cool if like when he flies off, he leaves sort of a trail. It disappears, but like an idea if there was ever a Spidey crossover in the future and Spidey's tracked out Morbius, he sees like fucking like clear remnants of like a mist he has to follow. That sounds like a cool idea. Throwing stuff at the board for Sony to steal. They never will. But yeah, I really feel like it's chill. It's a pretty by the numbers thing too. Like I said, it's very rushed. It ultimately becomes like the evil version of the good guy. Final battle type deal. A very quick final battle. Oh. Honestly, again, like this movie's pretty short. I think hour 46.
Yeah,
which is a standard runtime.
I feel like Venom 2 also moved like very fast.
It does. It definitely needed a bit more scenes of, I think, probably Woody Harrelson to get.
So how was Jared's performance though?
I think it's pretty solid. I find Michael Morbius pretty likable as a guy. He's a very like nice guy. He's just falling to like my favorite ideals of like the fucking monster curse, and like he has to substitute. It's weird because like in the universe he built a substitute blood in universe to like deal with like the transference of like when people don't have enough blood and time to get the right type. This is like a good filler, and he feeds on that at first, but obviously it's not going to sustain for long. Like he's going through like a time management thing, like how long it like lasts between the different treatments, and I think that stuff's fascinating. I like it a lot. Okay, it's pretty good. But
supporting cast outside of Matt and Jared, anybody interesting in the cast outside of them too?
Not overly. Like even like the love interest, who I love. She, it's pretty like there's not a lot of time to develop, which I'm like whatever. They do like a bit of a setup thing of like Do you guys care about spoilers or anything?
Do you care about spoilers, Carson?
I don't give a living.
Let's talk about the post-credit scene because I've heard about it.
Okay.
Hilarious. I've seen
okay.
the post-credit scene.
This is the thing where
Is it out there?
Oh, it was leaked before the movie even came out.
People were sharing screenshots. I knew it was Vulture related, and I was like, "Cool." But I went to go.
Let's break it down. Yeah,
I will break it down because I feel like this is like the first time I've watched a post-credit scene that I didn't like. Me, yeah. So the credits grow, and then we start post-credit scene 1. Where the sky cracks open and it's the Doctor Strange spell, and then in this empty cell, Adrian Toomes pops up, and instead of being in distress and thinking like, "Oh my God, where am I? My fucking family that I fought for the whole time in Homecoming," he just looks around and he goes, "Hope the food's better in this joint."
What?
That's all he says. And then there's a news report that like, "Oh, this band showed up out of nowhere. Adrian Toomes, set to be released because." In this universe, he doesn't have a criminal record. Who the fuck is this guy? So they release him. They put him in a car and it drives off. And that's the end of the end credits scene 1.
Whoa. Wait, that's a lot. Wait, so they show him in jail.
Yeah, he's
in cuts.
Yeah.
Do we get like a news report or a newspaper?
Yeah,
report?
the news report is talking about like where this guy come from. We don't know. He's being set to release because he has no criminal record.
Okay.
In this universe, this new universe, he gets in this truck. He's being driven off. The credits start to play again.
Okay.
And then you get to the end of the credits, and it's basically part 2 of the same fucking scene. They took one end credit scene, they split it in 2 for some reason. Where now Jared Leto is driving in a straight up car commercial, probably. Wow. He's driving.
It looks like McConaughey is like
Lincoln
ad. That's what it looked like to me.
Get that check, bro. Okay.
When I drive in the heart of the
then
night.
He pulls up to what? This airfield?
Not even. It's just desert. It's just maybe a billboard. And then so okay, this is what really like threw me for a loop is like first off, Vulture flies in with his Vulture tech. You know, the one that's left in the MCU. It's the exact same tech. And at first like somebody threw around the theory that like, oh, maybe it's the TASM Andrew universe and he stole the fucking Vulture wings that was in the Oscorp building. That would be a cool idea. That would make sense. No, it's not. It's the same fucking Homecoming thing. Yeah. Which, you know, the suit that's made from Chitauri tech that was stolen and alien tech that's not in this universe. He built it because the director says he's a resourceful guy, and I honestly feel bad for the director because every interview he's like, I don't know. He's really suffering at the hand of Sony.
No way. You just said he's a resourceful guy. I mean, that's the same suit from the other movies. That's the best he could say. Okay.
I mean, the director even said like there's like crossover talk with like he wasn't even allowed in the room for it. And I'm like, what the fuck? But okay, dude flies up to Morbius and he says, I don't know exactly why I'm here, but I'm pretty sure it has something to do with Spider-Man. I think maybe guys like us should team up.
No.
And Morbius says
verbatim. It says
verbatim.
That.
And Morbius just says sounds interesting, which I'm just gonna say goes completely against any characterization of Michael Morbius in the movie because he's a good guy throughout the whole thing.
He has nothing to do with fighting, like
even Adrian, right? He ends Homecoming being like, "I'm gonna protect Peter's identity. I don't give a fuck about Spider-Man anymore. He saved my life."
Even if he did, I feel like it would be like a personal thing just with him.
Yeah. Why does he need Morbius's help?
I feel
like know where Morbius is.
A bigger thing is once again, why the fuck doesn't he care about? He doesn't have his family.
Yeah, right. He should be tormented.
The big thing with Homecoming,
this should be like Ant-Man after the snap. Like, oh shit, where's my family?
And I will say, like the different shots that were in the trailer, like every shot of the trailer with Adrian Toomes, where he's like,
gone.
Dr. Michael, you and I should stay in touch. All those different shots, smiling, hey, what's up, Doc? All that's gone. Not here.
That never made sense to me either. Because I'm like, he wouldn't know who Morbius is.
Right, and I'm also gonna say, and I will also say, just like back from the top, like the Doctor Strange spell, not how the fucking spell works. It's supposed to put you back in your universe, not take you to a new one. Doesn't work that way.
Yeah, exactly. And people that know like Morbius has no idea, or I guess you could.
Makes
you're
no
right.
sense.
Because the idea
Sony really abusing that in association with Marvel.
They're doing the reverse of the spell basically.
Yeah, so it's weird because it's weird because the movie ends like not even in a place where Morbius is any form of villain. Like not even like a sense where like Venom's like, I think I could do good, type deal. Like Venom has better development in that regard. But also it's weird because ultimately this is all supposed to be like Spider-Man's supposed to be against these people, and you can still see how Spider-Man could be against Venom because he literally like bites the heads off people. Spider-Man's against murder.
Of course, yes.
You could apply the same thing to Morbius, being like, "Oh, I have bloodlust. I'm eventually gonna die if I don't get human consumption of blood. Why don't I go after bad people?" Spider-Man would be against something like that because, taking their lives. They don't establish anything like that, which is a missed opportunity, and which could have helped like be a thing where like you could have had fucking Adrian Toomes, if he for some reason on this villainous arc, be like, "Hey, I can help you find these bad people to feed on to keep you sustained while you can help me out in favor." They don't do anything like that. It's just randomly like, sounds intriguing. It's weird, man.
There's no sense. Again, that's awful 2014 Spider-Man 2 flashback. It made the Spider-Man 2 flashback.
The overly plugging Ravencroft,
why?
Cat,
Like
all that.
why? Like, okay, you want Morbius, you want Vulture in your universe, find another way to do it. Have Morbius go into MCU. That could work. And then just pop him back out like you did last time again. It doesn't matter. It was stupid to have Venom go in and out, but hey, fuck it. It doesn't matter. It was like,
yeah,
I don't know. It just seems so dumb.
It's so weird because like right now I'm in the viewpoint like with the Spider-Man character, Tom's character, I don't see going down the Sinister Six route. I feel like we're getting a new like clean slate type deal going, and Marvel would still be in function with that like properly how we've been getting. And if it's fighting a different Spider-Man, most likely Andrew, if they were to do that, Adrian Toomes would have no quarrel with him whatsoever. Basically every villain that they're introducing has no like connectivity with Andrew's Peter, which is like a big fault with like a lot of villains that don't work, because most of them work best when they are in connectivity. And that's also been a big criticism with Vulture and Mysterio being like coming from Iron Man, even though, on the plus for Vulture is Liz's dad that Peter has a connected to, so that still works in a sense.
Vulture was the one that made the most sense, even way more so than Mysterio, in my opinion.
Yeah, but now taking him away from Tom's, it's just like, why? And then now we're gonna get Craven, and like I don't know how the fuck that's gonna function.
Craven seems way more like easily to make a villain than like Morbius and Vulture.
Yeah, I mean, because ultimately it's like the greatest hunt.
Yeah, like, and people hate animal killers, like, right? So it's so easy to make that kind of person a villain.
Yeah,
excuse me, or even anti-hero. But anyways, this whole post-credit scene could have been solved by having Morbius and even Vulture saying, "Ever heard of Craven Jordan?" I forget his name. Just say, "Ever heard of Craven?" And then boom, it's a teaser for the movie you're seeing literally in a few months in January. Like, you can have them tease Craven. You don't need to tease Spider-Man, but guess what? Sony wants people to tease Spider-Man. It all has to be about Spider-Man. Like, you could have teased Craven, just like how one of the MCU post-credit scenes early on was a tease for Thor. It's like, oh shit, Thor's hammer. Like, give it a tease of what's to come next, not a team up of something that might not even happen. So it's very stupid.
It's bizarre. Yeah. It really feels like things are about to just like fall apart once again, and then they're once again going to crawl back to like, Foggy, help! What do we do? Yeah. It's weird.
Granted, that Craven cast, that was like pretty good.
Yeah. It is definitely still definitively is in the Venom universe. The movie. That infamous trailer line of like, "I am Venom" is in the movie, but he doesn't say the Dr. Michael Morbius part. He scares the dude when he does the fucking face and says, "I am Venom," and he runs away. The rest of the punchline's not there.
That's stupid. But you could even have the end credit scene tease a Venom connection. Like, you don't need to tease Venom. That would over $1 billion combined with the two of them. It's like, tease Venom, not Spider-Man. Like,
that would have been the strongest thing. Like, randomly plugging Toomes doesn't make a lick of sense. It's weird. I liked my theory before No Way Home even came out, which would have made more sense, is like if the shit was like merging and they stayed merged, that okay, now Morbius is in the MCU and that's why he's like talking to Adrian Toomes. I can see that. But that's not the case here. Everything got backpedaled weirdly. It's weird.
Yeah, really weird. So that was a movie.
Yeah, the core movie's all right though.
How many stars did you give it? Was it 2 out of 5?
2.5.
Okay.
Yeah, it's it's really is fine. Again, like with like the horror schlock I've like grown up watching, I like it from that sense. I like the horror elements of it when it's there. I like the campiness. At Blockbuster, that's not really taking itself too seriously. But I do also like when I watch it. I'm like, there's a lot missing, and I feel it, and I feel like and even the director is like, man, like I really feel for him. Like I would like to see like a proper, not to be like released the Morbius cut, but like I feel like there is a better version of this film that could have existed for sure.
Okay. Carson, what have you seen?
Well, I just want to take 4 seconds to shout out Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh yeah, real quick. Yeah,
we did spoiler review.
We did a spoiler
Saturday
crossover
night.
review with podcast.
Heartbreak Feels Good.
Heartbreak Feels Good. Wow, thank you. Mind blank. Heartbreak Feels Good. So you can look that up at the Heartbreak Feels Good on YouTube. We crossed over with them. Did about hour and a half about Everything Everywhere All at Once. One of our favorite movies. We all loved it, but Carson wasn't there. So Carson, what did you think of the movie?
It is my favorite movie of the year so far.
Me too.
It is just, if I could somehow emulate the Michelle Yeoh interview clips of her like breaking down, talking about like reading the script of this movie and be like, this is the one. Like, man, it's just that good. It has everything that I love in a movie, just like a concept that is executed so creatively and with so much empathy that I'm just like floored by the time and then I'm just sitting there watching these two rocks with subtitles on a cliff, and I'm like, I am enraptured by this movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good. And the performances, man, especially the actor
Joy.
from the Goonies and
Wayman.
Indiana Jones, who is back after so much time not really acting per se. And I love, there's a quote of him going around of like, I felt like I did 3 movies with this, and I just love all of those different little segments, especially the one where he's like kind of successful and then comes to her movie premiere.
Yes.
I really love that like moody, hopeless romantic stuff in the
We talked about that. Beautiful. And quick spoilers for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh yes.
Spoilers.
Just go see it.
Go see it. Yes. But my favorite, one of our top favorite lines and scenes in the entire movie is that scene you're talking about where he said, like, I would have in another universe, I would have loved for us to just do taxes together. Best line in the movie, bar none. And I broke down like this.
I also love
incredible.
In sort of towards the conclusion of it all, when he just starts sweeping up the glass of the window that had broken down.
Yeah.
He's just, nothing can break his mood. Like, he's just so content.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the payoff between with Jamie Lee Curtis's character out on the bench, and they're like smoking, like
love that scene.
And of course,
Joy, Stephanie Hsu.
Yeah, what a and now she's gonna be in
like Poker Face.
Yeah, Ryan
like
Johnson.
Murder
mystery series. And how cool is it that whole payoff? First of all, the action in this movie becomes like an anti-fight type sequence where she just like unlocks these different things about each person. Because at this point, she's like, her third eye is like all the way open. She's reached this crazy point, and it literally does open. Love it. And then the bagel's spinning, and then we get up there, and it's just so perfect. And like all the creative VFX in this movie, as even like the first time they're in the IRS office, and then she gets the choice from an elevator, and then she's like, I can go to the closet, and then just like the technology like on the ears, it's like analog tech, perfect like analog / digital movie, if that makes sense. Like all like the cool little things are like, I could gush about it for hours like you guys did, but
it was great. Just like the rules of the universe having to do something weird, out of character. It felt so cool.
It was, and that was what's cool about it, is it was fresh sci-fi, that was still focused on the human core of it. And I love sci-fi movies. Like I feel like After Yang was also a movie that did that really well this year.
Oh yeah.
In a different, more obviously minimalist way, completely opposite of this movie. But honestly, those two movies would make a great double feature in a weird way. I kind of want to do that someday. And yeah, I super pumped. This movie is basically it went up in gross this weekend because it expanded theaters.
Yeah.
Did another
It pulled
6
it-
million.
It pulled an Avatar. Avatar.
Oh,
Avatar made like the same amount of money in the second weekend, which was crazy.
The new highest grossing baby.
so I hope it continues to expand.
Yeah.
I know it's gonna get finally some European release dates because a bunch of people want to see it in the UK, especially because I think that's one of A24's like second biggest markets or whatever typically. But yeah, it's on track to be top 3 or 4 A24 films. I know Uncut Gems did like almost 50 million domestic, but
Did it really?
that was over the Christmas holiday, I remember, and it was kind of
Yeah.
Adam
Wow.
Sandler effect, I guess, because it was this big dramatic role after doing so many Netflix
Yeah.
No.
Netflix things. But man, I love this movie so much. The score, the needle drops,
Unbelievable.
best use
Yeah.
of Claire de Lune I've seen in a fat minute.
Since the Godzilla trailer.
Yeah, I literally tweeted that since the Godzilla trailer. Everything about this movie is perfect. Like I've literally, I just want to go back and watch it again because it was one of those things like I didn't want to leave the world of the movie.
Yeah.
But also I felt so like uplifted by the end of it. I'm like, literally, I don't care if I'm like sad about today. I'm gonna go fucking kick tomorrow's. It's so like sappy in that way where you're just like, fuck this. I'm never going to give up on this shit because I'm gonna find happiness in the smallest little fucking crevice of this multiverse. I don't give a flying fuck what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to find it and I'm gonna make it mine. And it's like I just love that overt message of the movie.
That's what we need right now.
And
It's so-
especially that
it's so
scene in the
heartwarming.
parking lot at the end where
They all give each other a group hug. The whole family scene. Beautiful.
Carson, the alleyway in the famous universe.
Yeah. The alleyway scene is just the best. I love that scene. Alleyway, the parking lot scene. Yeah, the climax is very emotional. I love this movie so much.
and of course the actual action in this movie is insane. The choreography.
Way well shot. Yeah, very well shot.
There's at one point she's spinning a chair in her hands in like after they like get out of that
That was a
vault
chair.
room. Okay,
Yeah.
actually they're inside the sex dungeon room and then they have to get out of the sex dungeon room and then she is fighting with that chair and like spins it and
So cool.
like hits 3 people in a row somehow and then throws it like Cap's shield and then whips it back and I'm like holy shit. And also the fact that the husband and the daughter from her universe are like totally like the audience stand-in trying to figure out like how the fuck the rules work.
Yeah.
And of course the biggest laugh, man, with that the goddamn
The butt plug?
trophy and yeah, the butt plug where they have to jump onto the thing and
It's
then
like,
the other guy
oh
comes-
no.
It's pixelated like overseas.
No,
And-
man.
I went opening Thursday
hmm
last week and it was a sold out showing and it was so fun. People were clapping at the end. Like it was the most fun I've had in theaters in so long.
I watched it right after Morbius, and thank God.
And I was just so encouraged by the state of moviegoing that it was a sold out crowd and people were like clapping and just like oohing and eyeing and just having the best time ever.
That's
yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
And so
Cinema?
it's gonna be hard to get this out of my top 5 at the end of the year.
I fully agree. Yeah. I don't see this leaving my top 10, top 5. Yeah.
And I hope it gets some sort of recognition next award season.
I'm in Josh's camp. I think it will. I think at least get.
I would love an original screenplay nom.
Hell yes.
And
Michelle Yeoh, best
I
actress,
would nominate her in a second.
and the guy for best supporting actor.
Easily.
That's good.
Josh joins as soon as I'm gushing about it.
This can go above and beyond. I would love that to happen. What's up, Josh? Yeah, Carson just finished talking about everything everywhere. Yeah,
All at once.
all at once. Technical awards. Michelle Yeoh for sure. Everything.
I love the production design in this movie too. Like
Very good. The
The
IRL
amount of-
building. Yeah.
yeah, someone tweeted this, and I wholeheartedly agree. It really is more of a 2-location movie than most people, but they mask it with all the different, like, every insert shot in this movie is so very calculated, and the different setting of it works so well. Like, it's all so well thought out that
Yeah.
the geography feels way more expansive than it is.
Yeah, it was like the IRS building and the laundromat were the two main
Yeah.
locations.
And they are both dressed so well. Like, I love...
Oh, the costumes were great.
Like, I like early in the movie when I think she's like wanting the husband to come down, and she like taps the ceiling because it's like literally their like living room floor or whatever.
that was
'cause
funny.
they
It's like,
yeah. So I love that.
come
whole
downstairs.
element of it.
On my
And
way.
of course, the grandpa was so funny.
He was good. Yeah. Overall,
man,
great movie.
I can't say enough about this movie. And another movie I want to give a quick shout out to is that I watched the other week has anyone else seen? I know Josh has seen Werewolves Within. Evan, did you ever watch that movie?
No, that's the
Saw the
one with
trailer.
the comedy.
Yeah, horror comedy,
Horror comedy.
Werewolves Within. Really good. I know Nathan would love this movie. It's got that like horror schlock vibe, but like executed in such a cool way. Kind of reminds me of like a Ready or Not meets a more like even funnier movie.
Even funny.
So even though Ready or Not is pretty fucking funny at times.
Commentary.
So yeah, it was really fun and some good creature effects
Even though he's the
and
list.
kind of another one setting movie. It's set in like one small town. Kind of reminded me of like the small town vibe of like Midnight Mass or something, but obviously completely different tone because it has that island like isolated feel.
They get trash at Midnight Mass in this movie.
But yeah, it's so weird seeing the AT&T lady acting, non AT&T lady. roles.
Squirrel Girl, what happened?
But she might have been my favorite part of the movie.
She's great. She was in a full season of This Is Us season 2.
Was she really?
Well,
Yeah, she played Kevin's girlfriend. And she was amazing. She was great. She's a great actress. Yeah.
Yeah,
And she's hot.
yeah.
What else was I
I
gonna
should
say?
check. Where'd you see that at? Hulu?
I think it's on Tubi now, but I think I ended up just renting it on Vudu or something because I was lazy. And I
I'll
didn't
do
want to sign
Tubi.
up for Tubi.
I think Tubi's free.
It's free, right?
I
Yeah.
know, but you got to make like your account.
Yeah.
I have a Tubi account.
And you
I
know
was
what
on the
else?
Hell's Kitchen on Tubi.
I just reminded myself. So I watched with my parents the other night the first 2 episodes of Outer Range on Amazon Prime Video.
How was it?
Oh, the Josh Brolin.
Fantastic! You guys,
Fantastic.
You gotta
Oh,
get
I gotta
on
watch it. I'll watch
You
it this
gotta
week.
get
dude.
on it.
I'll watch it tomorrow. Probably.
2 episodes each coming out each Friday.
Oh,
So and actually probably Thursday night. And it's an 8-episode season, so there's 3 more weeks of the show airing.
Nice.
But it's awesome to have 2 episodes each, and such a interesting, like shit's gonna go wrong from the beginning. It's just a matter of like, and then the reveals are just good enough where it gives you just enough to chew on, where you're like, oh my god, like there's this giant hole in the ground, like what is going on? And you get
Is it
just
brutal?
enough each episode, and there's some brutal parts, particularly and I would say it's more drama thriller than sci-fi. But the
Nice.
sci-fi is very much like part of
Okay.
how they
Yeah.
deal with their human issues.
Ooh.
I'm so game to watch this. I've been so excited to watch. I need to watch
And
this.
you get Josh Brolin like brooding in the hills of Wyoming. Like what?
Hell
That's
yes.
all you need to know. Like,
man's built to be a cowboy.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay.
and also the supporting cast is really really good so far.
Yeah, Imogen.
Mm-hmm.
She's great.
She, I won't talk about her character yet, but sus. I'm
Oh.
telling you.
Cap.
She's evil. Jeff Bridges show, Josh. No, yeah.
Brutal.
That's so funny.
But yeah, highly
Um,
recommend. Next 2 episodes will be out this week. Yeah. Also, it's a lot of gorgeous on set imagery. It's like
mhm.
the wildlife is incredible. I need to look up the behind the scenes of where they actually shot this because it's
Of course you do.
Nice.
really well done.
Yeah, I need to
And
watch
of course, Demon Slayer. Go watch Demon Slayer season 2.
that. Always
Entertainment
watch Demon
District
Slayer.
stream.
Always, forever.
Slap.
Evan, did you watch something?
So I saw Sonic 2 recently.
Me
That goes so hard.
I saw it the other day.
You did?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I had a blast. I think Sonic 2 is great. I think it's better than the first one. I think the first one's very much grounded in reality, setting up the universe. Real quick, but Sonic 2 is very fun. They introduced Tails. Knuckles, played by Idris Elba. It seems more video gamey, which I liked.
Will they do Shadow next? I don't know.
I don't know.
Now this was a surprising because it's been running for at least a couple weeks now. I had a very lively audience.
Me too.
This is so fun. Carson, stay for that end credit scene, man.
I will.
I agree.
Did you watch the first one yet?
No, I still haven't.
Oh my god!
I'm determined to make Kelly watch it with me because
I think you guys.
she has a grudge against the movie for some reason. I'm like, we're gonna watch it.
What the hell?
Grudge against Sonic, evil.
It's so fun.
It's too kiddie, apparently. I don't like.
It is very kiddie, but I kind of was absorbed in it. Like in the first one, like you kind of know what you're getting into.
Right.
It's very kiddish, very goofy, very very goofy.
I mean, more often than like other kids' media, I like the human characters.
Me too. I think what's his name?
James Marsden.
James Marsden is really good. His
He's
wife's
made a
funny.
career off of this. What was he in Hop or whatever? And like,
Yeah, he's stuck.
there's another one too. I can't remember.
Cyclops. No.
I wanna look
Yeah,
this up.
Sonic 2 just overall so much fun. It's a blast. Josh
Enchanted?
Is he in Enchanted?
Isn't he the prince?
No, I thought it was somebody else.
No, that's.
That's
Wait.
the other guy.
Prove me right.
But yeah, Sonic 2 is just so much fun. Of course, Jim Carrey is phenomenal in the role. Great comedic.
You're right, Nathan.
Timing, physical comedy is great. He's just incredible. And the relationship with him and Mr. Stone, he's back. Is great.
He's back.
So I just love Jim Carrey. Hopefully this isn't one of his last roles. I love the guy so much. Wacky, even very wacky. But yeah, Jim Carrey, amazing. He was amazing in the first one, even better in the second one. I think the second one just extends like how much fun it is. Yeah, the whole human side can get a little bit not as interesting as the Sonic side of things.
I was laughing.
But I was laughing. There's a whole wedding subplot that's going on.
Yeah.
Very funny.
It really went more out of hand than I expected.
It did. The dude from Criminal Minds was in there. My boy.
That guy, that's who I remember.
Plays Morgan in Criminal Minds. I forget his name right now. I think Omar or something like that. I don't know his name. He's great. He's very funny. Great comedy as well. It's very funny. It's a great family comedy. Action's fun. If you love the Sonic video games, you will love this one.
I think Idris Elba really did deliver his Knuckles.
Idris Elba killed his Knuckles. I'm very excited to see his TV show because he seems like the kind of a Thor character or not
fish
even
out of
Thor.
water.
Yeah, fish out of water, which is very fun.
I know it can get like played out here and there, but I feel like it worked enough.
It did.
I'm excited to see it. And the Northman this weekend, and the unbearable weight of massive talent.
Yeah.
And I real quick, I just saw the Northman. Amazing. I didn't tweet about it yet, but it's brutal, gnarly. There's so much Norse mythology that I love. I didn't expect.
How is it on the scale of Because I've just been hearing
Vikings.
it's the most accessible Eggers movie.
Easily. It's a very simple plot, easily accessible. There's a lot of like Norse language.
Interesting.
But I think people, if you're into brutal thrillers, like if people could watch one of my favorites, Mel Gibson's Apocalyptica. Have you guys seen that? Apocalypto,
maybe.
Apocalypto. It's a phenomenal movie. Mm-hmm. None of it's in English, and it's great.
Wow.
I love that movie so much. I think it's as accessible revenge plot. He trying to kill the murderer of his father, and he's out for blood. And it's great. Anya Taylor-Joy did a lot more than I thought, and she's incredible per usual. Happy birthday,
Love
Anya!
it. Love it. Love it.
So yeah, love her. Love Alexander. Great chemistry, those two. It's bloody. It's brutal. Gruesome, but also very cool and some fantastic Robert Eggers imagery. The imagery of this movie is phenomenal. It's just
Nice.
I loved it. This is a great movie. April has been killing it. Like this is a 4.5 out of 5 kind of movie. It's just very good. Pacing, very well paced. There's told in like certain acts. It's very moody. If I haven't even played Elden Ring, but it gives me Elden Ring vibes to it. It's very fantastical, but very drawn like in Norse realism. It's very cool. I loved it.
I feel like when I see it, I'm finally gonna start the show Vikings.
I really need to start Vikings too.
I used to watch that like way back in the day.
Oh, another show that Carson quit. What a surprise!
This was like in high school that I used to watch it.
Oh,
And I watched it like
how old are you?
on Amazon.
I thought you were 19.
Okay.
Look, it maybe my freshman year in high school I watched this. Or
I don't
maybe
know how
more.
old the show is.
It's
It's like, I mean, how many seasons does it have? Like 6? I believe it.
well, and now there's a whole spin-off. It's already like 2 seasons in.
Right. Stars Ragnar Lothbrok.
Yeah, it started in 2013.
Wow.
In my junior year of high school.
We've been going
yeah.
a decade of Vikings, so I knew this was.
Yeah, that was my junior
And I
year of high school.
now I
That's
remember I
great.
started this in 2015 because I think I watched the first 2 seasons that were available on Amazon Prime at the time, and then I started watching it live on it's like History Channel or something.
Pretty.
Interesting.
History Channel, nothing about history.
Yeah. just
Yeah,
ancient
right.
aliens.
And now Vikings Valhalla is on Netflix, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Think so?
Wow. But yeah, this was a good episode.
Yeah.
How do we go 2 hours? That's crazy.
Hold on.
Oh.
Let's talk about this now. I never will.
What did we? Oh, Fantastic Beasts.
He said, "Oh fuck." Yeah, I saw it.
Wacky even.
Wacky, maybe not as much. I don't know. Honestly, man, I had fun. I mean, for some reason, I like these movies, and everybody else puts me down for it, and I get it. I get what's wrong. But you know, I saw this movie, and I will say once again, I like from the start. I like the core characters. So you know,
Do you know the
have-
names?
yes, I know the fucking names.
Is Tina in the movie?
Surprisingly, yes, briefly. I thought she was going to be cut
Briefly?
entirely. Yeah, well, I mean, like, I thought she was going to be cut entirely because at the beginning, like, Newt is in a suitcase. He has a photo of her. And I was like, fuck, is this the extent we're going to get? Fuck. Because I really like Catherine Larson in the role as Tina. But she actually does show up by the end. And even, like, a brief shot before the end, they cut to her. And I was generally like, shit, it's more than I thought I'd get. And I'm just happy she's in it
Oh,
all.
Ben's here.
Ben!
Ben, finally a moderator. So long.
We're talking about Fantastic Beasts and how.
Right
to
when we're
swim
about to
with
end
it.
the show. I know.
Get this Josh guy.
Take him out.
But yeah, man, watching it, again, I like the characters, especially Newt. I really like Newt, his vulnerability and what he brings to like the different elements of the world. I know he kind of got I know he got kind of sidelined in the second movie. You know, I felt like it was solid enough. Stuff with his brother. His brother returns in this one. I like their dynamic. I will say,
he had a brother.
yeah,
how's Mads? That's what we all want to know.
I think I'm kind of in agreement with Preston's take that he probably is kind of phoning it in. But also, if Mads level of phoning it in is
It's a
still
different
entertaining
level of
because he's
phoning
mad.
Better than 90% of all actors.
Yeah, because you know he is captivating. I like it's the fucking accent probably. But I like him as Grindelwald. They don't really address the shape shifting of the different look for him. But again, like I just pieced together from just the context of the first two. I'm just like, all right, yeah, he changes his identities. I'm fine with it. Maybe you'll make it an insecurity later on. I don't know.
Speaking of later on, I've heard that this movie, possibly by the studio, shoehorned a lot of like loose ends to be tied up at the end, as if this was going to be it in the franchise. How do you feel about the ending of this movie?
I don't think so. It definitely feels like a middle chapter. It doesn't feel like a conclusive thing.
Okay.
Although I will say, if it were to like leave off, the ending is like at a place where I'm happy for the characters.
I don't care about any of these fucking characters. Okay, sorry.
I know you don't.
Because
I can't tell you their names.
well, let's just say this is probably going to be the last one because it ain't making
Hopefully.
money.
It said like, oh, we're concerned about the weekend's box office. I was like, bet I'm not seeing it this weekend.
Damn it. Look, I mean, I want more, but obviously I want it to be better because I can feel the lacklusterness. Because I mean, whenever they dive into like the like different lore with stuff and like the backstory of like Dumbledore's family and stuff, I understand what it means to the characters, and I understand like the significance it should have.
Actually, what are the secrets in this movie? Can you
No
elaborate?
spoilers. No spoilers.
I don't
no
know.
Spoilers. No spoilers. I don't want to get spoiled.
What?
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 I still. I'm not.
Oh, now you're gonna see it. Wow.
I don't want to get spoiled.
You're crossing the
entire
picket
fucking
line.
Movie. This isn't a whatever you spoiled, but I don't
All
care
right,
about
fine,
Morbius.
fine.
But this one, I'm like, I might consider seeing it. I didn't see it this
okay.
weekend. I just don't want to see any fucking spoilers. Okay.
Steve Kloves, baby. He brings probably the best. Yeah, I won't spoil, but I will like say. I mean, in terms of Secrets of Dumbledore, Albus is not the only Dumbledore with secrets. I guess I don't know. It's probably the best description.
Because literally, last title didn't live up to itself. There were like half a crime last movie.
Half a crime. He broke out.
Escaped. Yeah, he broke out. And he was going to do something at the end
out.
there, but yeah, blue fire, something like that.
I mean, a lot of the some of the titles feel kind of off, even in like Harry Potter sometimes. But yeah, man, Mads is like he saw it. It's an interesting plot. It feels like a lot more of a simplistic plot in comparison to the other two. But you know, ultimately, yeah, I was saying it feels like a middle chapter. I like the dynamic between Dumbledore and Grindelwald. I think that's one of the strongest beats, even though it probably doesn't have enough as it should, because you know we've heard the reports that like they can easily be cut for China,
Right.
for just like the context lines. But I mean, they have like cool emotional beats. Like the movie starts off with them sitting in that diner, and I really liked watching them in their dynamic. I think Jude Law is really good as Dumbledore still.
Yeah, which sucks because I just wish it was in a better movie.
It is funny because like with the takes I've heard about Dumbledore being like, he's really not the best guy putting these children in danger. Like I feel like this series like really leans into like Dumbledore really is like the best guy, and I mean obviously we want to believe that, but you know, in practice, you know,
He still has his flaws. I mean, it's just like anyone.
Yeah.
Like Yoda has his flaws. Like
yeah, the Jedi Council as a whole.
the wizarding system, as you will, as it's.
Yeah. Hogwarts doesn't really give me the whimsy anymore, I will say. Which you know is fair. It's funny because I think it's the best looking of the movies. Also I love the beasts when they appear. There's like this really cool new one, like this bird that is in the intro that like changes form. It's really cool. And I'm fucking a sucker for the fucking Niffler. He's so fucking cute.
Yeah, this lady at work has a Niffler on her desk. I'm like, and I was just like trying to be positive. I'm like, oh, you're gonna see the movie this weekend?
Carson not being a dick.
She's like, yeah, like me and my family went to Universal and we got, it's just amazing. You have to go. Da, da, da. I was like, oh, I don't want to like. And then she said, but I heard this movie is actually not very good. So we'll see. And I said, I respect.
I literally like. What's fucking weird is I specifically went on Twitter because I'm so desperate. I typed in liked Fantastic Beasts, and then what did Twitter do to me is like it took out Fantastic Beasts from my results and put in Harry Potter. And I was like, what the fuck? What is the algorithm doing? I can't win. But you know, then I found something. What's funny is like I shared it in chat and like the whole chat ghosted me. But there's like this great like audience in Brazil that genuinely is like super like loves Steve Goldstein.
Cap.
I know, but like the footage, like they cheered for her, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, man! I need to move to Brazil." They get me.
This is Brazil.
This is Brazil. But yeah, man. Ultimately, just I feel like it's a step in the right direction when they brought clothes back. I know that they can be better, and I want them to be better. It's just I also agree, like it's hard. It's like not matching the lovability of like the Harry Potter characters. I don't know, man. I mean, maybe we just need a new director. Davey, it's been here a while.
JK.
They definitely need a
JK,
new
yeah,
director.
definitely
JK
needs
to
to.
go.
Yeah.
They definitely need a new director, and probably not. Yeah.
See, this is how I was last time, and I just.
Yeah, I might see it this
I'm slowly
weekend.
fading. I'm slowly
We'll see.
fading.
Because I already saw The Northman, so I have time to see it this weekend. I'm not out of control. Ben, bye. Leave. Get out of here.
All right.
From Florida to Jersey to Brazil. Makes sense.
After all of this, he's the only one who doesn't have vertical lines separated.
Oh my gosh. Where are these comments? Oh my gosh. My bad.
Uh-huh.
I'm not a huge vertical line. I'm more a horizontal kind of guy.
Dash at
Wow.
Harris.
Ben, you know what? You can go back to being a hibernation.
Hey, now. Help me, Ben.
You're on the hook. Yeah, I gotta head out soon, so let's wrap it up.
Okay. So in Act 2. No.
3 out of 5, 2.5 out of 5. Where are we going?
That would do as the funniest thing where fucking Evan's like, I don't care about these characters. I'm still gonna see it though. Don't spoil it. What are you doing? But yeah, man. Fun show. 69. Haha. Funny number. Evan, what can I find you?
Find me on Twitter, Harris EV9. Talking all things Star Wars, not Harry Potter anymore. Anime. Yeah. Finishing up my last month of school. Jesus Christ. Ready to finally end it. But yeah, I'm watching a lot of TV shows. So Barry coming out. Better Call Saul was tonight. Watching that tomorrow. So Better Call Saul, Barry, a lot of TV shows coming up that I'll always be watching. And Big Brother and Survivor, per usual. That's most of my timeline these days. But yep, that's where you can find me.
Carson.
Yeah. Also, I agree. I'm assuming Josh means the Bad Guys new DreamWorks movie.
Yeah.
Which I still have hope for a new DreamWorks like property to come out in like
Renaissance.
Yeah, and so I kind of want to see it. The trailer looks fun to me.
Yeah.
Unlike this Paws of Fury Samuel L. Jackson movie and Jesse Eisenberg thing that came out, it's just like
No, it's Michael Cera.
They're the same person.
No, not even.
Anyways, that looks like a deliberate Kung Fu Panda ripoff because it's been 10 years. So they're like, let's just make Kung Fu Panda again.
Honestly,
anyways,
I think both of them look amusing in comparison to the fucking Rise of Gru trailer I keep suffering through.
Kill me. You're right. So I will see Paws of Fury just to spite Minions.
There you go.
Dang. What they did you guys?
Exist. That's what they did.
How many billions did I say last time it's made? Over $3 billion at the global box office is dominated by Minions.
Well, I like Fantastic Beasts, Evan, so the world is not just.
But yeah, you can find me on Twitter at the Film Carson.
He's literally leaving.
And just watching some more anime. We're gonna be watching.
What's next for you guys?
We've just been watching Spy X Family on Saturdays.
Episode 2, great.
So
great,
good.
Great. So good. The proposal,
And
beautiful.
Probably we're gonna catch up on Attack on Titan next, right? Questionable. I don't know. I don't know what series we'll be watching next, but I kind of want to watch 86. I don't know.
Yes.
I'm feeling it again.
Yes.
The pull to 86.
I'll put a gun to both of you guys' heads.
But that's it for me.
All right. Well, you can catch me at _Nathan Ross defending Fantastic Beasts in silence. I'm literally Andrew Garfield in silence with a fucking niffler in my hand.
Wow.
But yeah, that being said, if you guys enjoyed our podcast, hit the like button, subscribe not already. Next episode, review Moon Knight and stuff, and episode number 70. Oh my god, milestones.
Wow, that's crazy.
So close. Wonder what we're gonna be on by the time we hit Celebration. Wild.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, if you guys enjoyed the podcast, again, like button, subscribe not already, ring the bell. Peace and hope you have a great day. Catch you guys next time.